campaign.
Yeah.
So what changes are we expecting to see? What political parties are going to be emerging from this? I think there's already one that hasn't been fully announced, but we will be getting into that. I'm sure Victor will be getting deeper into that conversation. Well, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya. My name is Vivian Ndegwa. I hope you had a lovely weekend. And aside from politics, today being Monday, we talk matters family. And today we are asking a very simple question, a very simple one that I'm sure you've been hearing, especially when it comes to the younger generation. And we are asking you, are we dating for money or are we dating for love? As the famous song, heri ulie kwenye Range Rover ama ucheke kwenye boda boda. It's more or less the same question that we are asking this morning, and we would love to get to hear from you. The number is 0707303212. You can be sending in your WhatsApp messages, and I'll get through them later on the show. So you better stay tuned for that conversation as well. Mike?
There's no better way to start your morning with the perfect conversations right here on Good Morning Kenya. From politics to matters that pertain to family. So you want to tune into this live broadcast as they have put it. Remember, you can be part of every conversation happening right here on Good Morning Kenya. Find us on KBC Channel 1 on all at KBC Channel 1 on all our social media platform. Welcome once again. My name is Mike. We're glad to have you watch Good Morning Kenya. Good morning, Marie.
Very good morning to you, Mike, Victor, Vivian, and of course to everyone joining us from wherever you are. My name is Marie Ambo. It was a busy weekend, as my colleagues have already alluded to, and I'll be bringing you up to speed with what was happening in Western Kenya. And politicians, Victor, will do what they're supposed to do. That's their title, politicians. Yep. So whether it's a campaign period or not, they're politicians. They will have to do what they have to do, And then remember yesterday we had the WAFCON opener, Starlets, unfortunately went down 4-0. Yes, but they're still in the game, I want to believe, and probably giving us good results in the next matches. I'll try and bring you that particular story later on in this bulletin. Hopefully my director will be able to get us that story. But right about now, we want to begin in Western Kenya, where President William Ruto has assured Kenyans that next year's general elections will be peaceful. Speaking in Amagoro, Busia County during the consecration of the 45th Bishop of ACK Katakwa, the fourth, that is, Bishop of Katakwa Diocese, President Ruto said while the government was keen on stamping out goonism in political campaigns, political actors across the divide must commit to conducting peaceful campaigns devoid of ethnic and divisive rhetoric. Let's get the details with Kevin Washira.
President William Ruto joined the faithfuls of the ACK Diocese of Katakwa in Busia County for the consecration of the fourth bishop of the church, where he assured the country of a peaceful general elections next year.
Elections come and go. This nation must remain firm and united and stable. Kwa hivyo, we are going to do everything possible to make sure that this nation is stable.
The president says his government will deal firmly with goons and politicians working with gangs to protect Kenya's democratic space.
Mara tulikuwa tunawaita hawa ambao wanaleta fujo, wanachoma mali ya watu, wanaharibu biashara ya watu. Tunasema hawa watu wasiguzwe, ni watoto wetu. Lakini tumeona ile hasara inapatikana. Sababu wamegraduate sasa kutoka maandamano, wamekuja wakakuwa goons. Wanalete fujo kila mahali. So tumekubaliana hawa goons tuwashughulikie.
While rooting for the freedom to associate with any political leaning, President Ruto called on political actors to ensure they conduct peaceful campaigns as they tour the country.
Wale wako na sera waeleze sera zao. Hata wale hawana mpango, hawana sera, hawana agenda, pia wapate nafasi ya kuzungumza. No problem. Lakini sote tuhakikisha kwamba tuko na amani.
The head of state further spelled out his government's development agenda for Busia County, including expending at least 5 billion shillings towards the improvement of road network in the county.
Muliniuliza barabara ya kutoka Butula kuja Nambale, si ndio? Kuja Amukura mpaka ifike hapa Kocholia. Hiyo barabara mimi nataka sasa niwatangazie, nimepata contractor, mimi nitakuja hapa mwezi ujao kuanzisha hiyo barabara. Vile vile mnajua tunajenga barabara sasa ile inatoka kule Rironi fika Mau Summit na baadaye ifike hapa Malaba. Lakini nimesema ya kwamba wakati tunangojea ile ifike Mau Summit, tuanze ingine kutoka hapa Malaba ikipanda.
Leaders accompanying the head of state rallied area residents to back his re-election bid. Gishuk Washira for Good Morning Kenya.
Well, at the same time, the Principal Secretary for Public Health and Professional Standards, Mary Muthoni, has cautioned the youth against falling into the trap of politicians who want to use them to cause violence instead of empowering them. Muthoni, who graced a Business Connect experience in Machakos County, advised young people to take advantage of the many empowerment programs initiated by the national government.
The Principal Secretary for Public Health and Professional Standards, Mary Muthoni, joined the Kamba business community, members of the Jamii Imara Mashinani Initiative and other business stakeholders for the Kamba Business Connect experience to mentor the youth on entrepreneurship and leadership.
I am challenging you, the youth of Ukambani, that those projects and those programs and the monies belong to you, not anybody else. And I want to challenge you that after this Business Connect, get to your laptop, register a business name or a company and try.
Our people in the Jua Kali sector, wale wako hapa Machakos, wale wako Kitui, wale wako Makueni, na eneo hizi zimekaribia Ukambani. Every time there's a project, we want our artisans, our Jua Kali artisans, to be given opportunities to be suppliers of things that we don't have to import.
Young people were encouraged to take advantage of government-initiated empowerment programs to turn their business ideas into reality rather than being used by politicians for political mileage.
Tunapoelekea 2027 tumeweka mikakati ya kufanya roadmap ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunaongea na vijana, tunaongea na kila mtu, tunaangalia semi za maneno, tunaangalia vile range mbalimbali zinaendelea, na tunahakikisha kwamba kila mtu ako na haki ya kuzungumza, lakini usizungumze maneno ambayo inadunisha mwingine.
At the same time, the youth were cautioned against drug and substance abuse.
Ile kitu itatuharibia sisi kama vijana tukiwa kwa biashara ni dawa za kulevya, mihadarati, shisha, kila kitu. Ukiwa mgonjwa pale wewe, hautaenda kwa hiyo biashara yako.
The forum gave participants practical lessons on starting, managing and growing businesses.
The government has been urged to scale up mentorship initiatives that support the education of the girl child, especially in northern Kenya. The call was made in Nairobi during the launch of a book led by The Mind, Anchored by Faith, authored by Nasra Mohammed, a young lady from Garissa County. The other member of parliament, Farah Alim, who graced the launch, also urged parents to encourage their children to pursue education to the higher level. Nasra Mohammed said the book was inspired by the desire to encourage women facing different challenges in life. She dedicated the book to her daughters and every woman in society.
I'm the author of Led by the Mind, Anchored by Faith. I'm from Garissa County. Led by the Mind, Anchored by Faith is a book telling women to reflect, to pause, and to think with wisdom before taking decisions.
I encourage now the education managers in the region, in the ASAL and semi-arid and semi-arid areas, to make sure that the girls are given this opportunity. When you educate a girl, you have educated a society. When you educate a boy, you have educated an individual.
I really feel like this book will not just come across as a book that is going to mentor young people, but it will also be a voice of change for young people like myself who want to see more girls who are in this space.
A look at news making headlines in the counties, where more than 600 families in Galilee and Gaza villages in Garsen constituency, Tana River County, are set to benefit from improved access to clean water and clean and safe water, that is following the launch of a 50 million shillings water project by the Coast Water Works Development Agency. This and more in our County News Roundup.
Development Agency Chairperson Daniel Moringa said the initiative is aimed at enhancing the quality of life for residents through improved access to safe water.
Wakati wa mafuriko kuna familia nyingi ambazo zilikuwa zimekuwa displaced. Sasa kwa vile walihamishwa sehemu hizi hazina maji, kwa sababu kule walikuwa wamezoea kukaa karibu na ule mto. Kwa hivyo hiyo pia inachangia zaidi katika huu mradi kuhakikisha kwamba unaletwa mahali ambapo tunaleta maji karibu na watu.
Separately, in Siaya County, boda riders across the country have been urged to maintain peace and order in their areas of operation as the country enters the 2027 electioneering period.
Our main aim as the boda sector and the boda leadership ni mambo ya peace na mambo ya security mahali ambapo tunafanyia kazi zetu. Na ndio maana tumekuja kukaa na hawa viongozi na vijana wa bodaboda kuwahimiza kwamba amani ni kitu ya maana sana. Security mahali ambapo wanafanyia kazi yao ni kitu ya maana sana. Kwa maana sisi kama bodaboda wakati kuna fujo inamaanisha kwamba tutalala njaa.
Meanwhile, young people have been urged to embrace community service as a way of promoting environmental conservation for a cleaner, healthier society. The calls are the launch of a youth-led initiative dubbed Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light in partnership with the Nairobi County Government.
We conduct our cleanup at the end of every month in conjunction with Nairobi City County staff, and they are doing it without receiving any favor to make sure that our city remain clean, our environment remain clean.
Elsewhere in Nakuru County, women engineers have been urged to step out of their traditional technical roles and actively pursue leadership and political positions to influence decisions shaping Kenya's future.
We are going into politics. So come in, choose whatever seat you want to go for. And if you fear the one for men, we have now provided where women compete against fellow women. And after you compete against a fellow woman, like I didn't, I was nominated, but you learn politics.
Finally, Kenya's beverage industry stakeholders have been urged to increase the visibility of locally produced brands and embrace strategic collaboration to strengthen the sector's competitiveness. Speaking during the launch of the new POA Report 2026, brand strategist Tosin Balagun emphasized that greater visibility is essential for driving consumer confidence.
The African drinker is becoming more conscious of what is written on the label, right? And this also is a very, very important, consideration to look at in terms of credentials, sustainability credentials, product credentials, even things around the circular economy.
And to matters education, where students have been encouraged to pursue higher education and make informed career choices as a foundation for a successful future. Speaking during separate mentorship events in Vihiga County, Kaimosi and Cardinal Otunga Girls National School in Bungoma County, education stakeholders urged learners to take advantage of the government's commitment to supporting students joining universities.
Muliro University of Science and Technology MUST, in partnership with the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, COOPS and secondary schools, is running mentorship programs for students seeking higher education. MUST Vice Chancellor Professor Solomon Shibairo says the government is supporting qualified learners and encourage students to utilize available funding and university placement opportunities.
Through His Excellency the President, he has told us, I don't know if you have been listening, that the government is going to support every child who passes to go to the university. It will not be their headache. They'll pay their school fees 100%.
Engineer Professor Benedict Sabuni and Alderman Annette Okoth emphasized the importance of setting career goals and choosing academic programs wisely. The mentors also challenged the perception that success is only achievable through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM courses, saying social sciences, humanities, languages, and the creative arts are equally important in driving national development.
You can get your A- or A, but you are hanging because your choices were not right. So today, let's listen carefully so that at the end of the day, when you make your choices, you make the right choices.
We are super proud to be associated with you. Now, when I talk about scientists and engineers, you don't just think about mathematics and biology and agriculture and chemistry and the like. No. We have the natural sciences and the social sciences. All of them complement each other.
The Career Mentorship Program seeks to equip students with accurate information on university placement, career opportunities, and academic pathways. Grace Musau for Lunchtime News.
Musau there reporting, and that is where we end the bulletin this morning. But just to mention what happened yesterday, where the Harambee Starlets opened their 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations campaign with a 4-0, loss to tournament host, that is Morocco, and that match was played in Rabat. Morocco took control of the game with Marian Atik scoring in the 9th minute. Well, we'll be getting you the schedule of the WAFCON, which definitely KBC will be bringing you live, so you do not want to miss. If there are any matches today, our colleagues in the sports desk will be able to give you that rundown. So stay tuned for that particular tournament. Thank you so much, as always, for choosing to start your day with us here on Good Morning Kenya. My name is Maria Ambo, and I hand it over now to my colleagues, that is Victor Lowe and the team.
Great. Thank you so much, Marie. Okay, so we are going straight into the discussion today, being a Monday. It's Eye on Politics, and earlier on I asked a question, is the game on? That is the question that we are asking you today. Is the game on? The race to 2027 general election. Actually, August is here with us, so what we should be expecting is high-octane politics and more campaigns across the country. And of course, from what we saw over the weekend, it seems that the game is on, right? Right. Ask me. Talk to me on 0707. That's on WhatsApp. 0707 30 32 12. That is 0707 303 212. 0707 303 212. Is the game on? From wherever you are, what is the mood on the ground? Okay. I'll be joined by my guests already. Dr. Richard Ambassador. Dr. Richard Busire is already in studio. He's a lecturer of political science at the University of Nairobi. Dr. Good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
Good to see you.
Thank you for having
me. All right. Okay. I'll come back to you shortly. Let me take you through the front page of the local dailies, starting with the Star newspaper. The Star says that Ruto woos taste of voters, Sifuna rocks Bungoma base. Ruto woos taste of voters, Sifuna rocks Bungoma base. Western Kenya is emerging as a major block. Western Kenya is emerging as a major block. And yes, that's on the front page of the Star. There you have it. The two teams were in Western Kenya over the weekend, and this is what happened. The Linda Mwananchi crew were in Trans Nzoia County on Saturday and crossed over to Bungoma County. That's yesterday, where their campaigns culminated at the poster ground. So Is it that Western Kenya is emerging as a major bloc, and why? Okay. That's on the front page. President William Ruto was actually in Amagoro yesterday. He was in Amagoro, while the Linda Mwananchi crew were in Trans Nzoia and the other side of Bungoma County. There is a story here about why tribalism is making hospitals worse, according to experts. The results showed that more diverse teams in facilities performed better. Okay, there's that question there. And there's a story here which was actually has been exposed by the public service CS, this is Godfrey Ruko, why there is a massive payroll fraud draining Kenya's state coffers. Exposed the massive payroll fraud draining Kenya's state coffers. It's quite a number here. According to the report, there is 16,000 ghost workers, unexplained differences of 16,000 ghost workers. That is in different ministries. 4,000 paid outside of payroll. This just a different number in here. That has been exposed by the Star newspaper. Okay. The story continues that Sifuna electrifies Bungoma, unveils new funding model. It turns out that turns to direct contribution from Kenyans to finance campaign. All right. We could see them actually collecting money, literally speaking, but there is a more structured way of fundraising when it comes to political rallies and campaigns. Okay. The story continues on the inner pages. Let me continue there. It's on page 7 and page 11 of the Star. You can get the full story there, where the teams actually continued. Ruto attacks Sifuna, warns over electing opposition. Ruto attacks Sifuna, warns over electing opposition. He accuses his critics of opposing key state projects, including houses, roads, and markets. All right, that is what I have here. And of course, the president was in Amagoro. So Western Kenya over the weekend had a clear view of what power and high-octane campaign is all about. Very quickly on the front page of the Daily Nation. Battle for Western, more or less the same thing. Battle for Western, okay, there you go. The two teams were in Western Kenya. The battleground is clearly drawn. ODM has dominated the region, but Raila Odinga's death has upset the status quo. The Daily Nation says that the Linda Mwananchi Brigade, led by Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, concluded a two-day tour of Western Kenya yesterday. On a day, President William Ruto also visited Busia, underlining the region's importance in the 2027 State House contest. In the 2022 elections, Ruto staged an upset by winning Bungoma, polling 250,000 plus votes that proved decisive to his presidential poll victory, with a razor-thin margin over the close challenger Raila Odinga. Now, with the 5 western counties so far accounting for 2.92 million registered voters, the country's third largest vote bloc after Mount Kenya and Nairobi, the scramble for the region is well underway. That is the case here, according to the Daily Nation. So Western Kenya counties, with the 5 western counties so far accounting for 2.92 million registered voters. The country's third largest vote bloc after Mount Kenya and Nairobi. The scramble for the region is well underway. That is what is here. So the Daily Nation has given some figures here. Ambassador, just to give you a quick one, the Daily Nation said that 5 counties of Kakamega, Bungoma, Busia, Trans Nzoia, and Vihiga, in 2022, the voter register had 2.62 million, but current number has shot up to 2.92. IBC 2027 projects that the number is going to go to around 3.36 million. But let me just start by asking you this question. You saw what happened over the weekend?
Yes, I did.
All right. What do you make about that?
Victor, we had really politicians had a lot of activity in Western Kenya.
Yes.
Or for a good reason, and you mentioned it, that we have Western Kenya voting bloc increasing tremendously from the 2.6 to almost by 1 million.
Yes.
By the poll of 2027. So everyone is rushing for the votes in Western Kenya. I saw the president in church talking very nicely, and president was saying that we should unite, we should let everyone campaign, we should tolerate different opinions. But no sooner had he left the church than he insulted the opposition and called them they don't have brains. And on the other hand, Sifuna was in Bungoma, his homecoming. And definitely when you go home, you're supposed to receive those cheers and the cheering, and also a warm welcome. And he really, indeed, he received a warm welcome from his people, from Bungoma, people where he comes from. And not only that he comes from there, he has received really support from other areas when they went to Taita Taveta, wherever they have gone to Kisii and other places. It seems to be Sifuna is gaining traction on the ground.
Yes.
And that's what we can see. And it is jostling for the vote in Western counties.
You can hold on that. We take a quick break. It's already 7. And then when we come back now, we get into it deeply. Is the game on? That's the case. That's the question. Is the game on? Race to 2027. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026. Welcome to Morocco! Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action and rally on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner. The wait is over. KBC Iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries. Visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera, or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers. Moving closer to you. Your station, your service.
Gina! Haki watoto wa siku hizi wakiwa wanasumbua. Usikose kuona Gundu KBC Channel 1 every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Ujionee hivi vituko vya watoto wa siku hizi wanaosumbua wazazi na mengine mengi. Keep it Gundu. Gina!
Huh? Is it true? She's really a girl?
No wonder you didn't answer the phone. It turns out you were idling around.
Wow, that is a great move. Come on.
up! Get ready! Nice.
All right, welcome back. Now, talk to us. I repeat, is the race to 2027 on? That is on the front page of the local dailies, more or less the same thing. Let me come back and give you the front page of the Standard. The Standard also speaks of the same thing, Grand Welcome. That is on the front page of the Standard, Grand Welcome, talking about Sifuna's grand reception back home in Bungoma County. The Standard reports that Western Kenya turned out in is extraordinary numbers as Edwin Sifuna's Linda Mwananchi Brigade rolled out through the region, capping the tour with triumphant homecoming in Bungoma. Without police cordons, hired crowds, or violence, Sifuna commanded rallies with the ease of a seasoned political kingpin, reviving memories of the mass appeal once associated with the late mentor Raila Odinga. Attempts to counter the tour with parallel meetings barely dented the mood. Buoyed by enthusiastic supporters and an endorsement for the presidency, Sifuna has emerged from the weekend looking less like ambitious senator and more like presidential material. That is according to the Standard. So, Doctor, back again. Here we are, based on what you're saying. It's all about Sifuna, it's all about the president was in Western Kenya. It was a busy weekend for the Ingoland.
Yes.
Yes.
Victor, more importantly, I think as we move towards 2027 elections, I think one needs to raise the question, what's really at stake in this country as we move on towards the polls? Because elections are not an event. Elections make a decision, serious decisions about the future of the country.
Yes.
And every citizen should be aware where we're going and what is it that we expect a new leadership in the country or the next leadership in the country to provide to the people. So I see crowds going in the Sifuna way, and not alone. If you check on the opinion polls, there are other opposition leaders also have clout. We see people coming to Sifuna's rallies without any bribery, because we have seen bribery has become a major problem in our country's politics. They come in voluntarily, and people are yearning for change. I believe that Kenyans actually are looking forward for change. Linda Mwananchi is a word that, actually these are two words that make a clear declaration that Kenyans want a leadership that cares about the people. And I would think that is why you could see more, if you combine the opposition,
yes,
you can see opposition having larger numbers, even using the opinion polls, whatever it is reliability, the results is reliability.
Okay.
But you see, you put them together, you see the direction Kenyans want the country to go. Because they want a citizen-oriented, a citizen that a leadership that interested in citizens and the interest of citizens.
Okay.
The
I'll come back to you shortly. Just a quick explanation of what really happened. It's more of a reincarnation, according to the Standard, that Sifuna's Western tour fuels Raila's successor debate. The Sifuna Western tour fuels Raila successor debate. Thousands turn up for rallies as supporters donate cash to back a people-funded presidential campaign. Something that I think was one of a kind that we've never seen, you know, funding and fundraising actually in broad daylight. It was a funny one though. Nairobi Senator also invokes a new political direction while questioning ODM's future after Raila. Even at that point, he also asked the members of the Mulembe Nation whether they give him the permission to chart a new path altogether, giving some clear signals that he's about to quit ODM once and for all. So the question of how city senators' wave is shaking Mulembe's politics. Sifuna's arrival on the national political arena has unsettled established regional kingpins. Is it? And analysts, including Dr. Bosire, and I know Daniel Orogo will also, have a word on this, that say that Senator seeks to have a national appeal but retain a local touch. That's a different way, to look at it. And national appeal while also retaining the local touch, as they say that all politics is just too local. But where was Kalonzo? Somebody saying that Kalonzo's absence from spotlight allows Sifuna to build momentum. Dr. Rudi, what would you say of that?
Kalonzo is still there. In fact, even in the news coverage, Kalonzo is still there.
Yes.
He's also doing his campaigns. I've seen him in the course of the week. I don't think a day goes without Kalonzo being out there. However, you see the support for Sifuna. Sifuna is a new player. And when a new player is rising, then you could see support growing. Continuously or gradually continues to grow.
Yes.
And there is this touch that he has for the younger generations. So that is why I would think that Sifuna is moving a little faster. And also the appeal. In fact, as the Standard has put it, it's like he's the only one who has carried the spotlight or the command of the late Raila Amolo Odinga, and actually he rallied support. I mean, he positioned himself as the one who carried on Raila Amolo Odinga's legacy, in the sense that when the rest of the leadership are sticking to the broad-based government, he is stepping out and saying, the broad-based government is supposed to deliver on 1, 2, 3. And characteristics of Raila Amolo Odinga could be in a coalition, it could be supporting, and then he makes a departure, which actually he used to move away with the people, along people supporting him even when he exits. So he's likely to follow the footsteps of Raila Amolo Odinga in that sense, that he's pulling crowds. They can see is interested in supporting, and what he's saying is supporting the people, tackling problems that are eating the people in this country. And that sells very well at the first instance to the people, until they settle down and say who is going then to be the presidential candidate.
Okay.
Matiang'i enjoyed that from the very beginning, and actually this is kind of complementary also. As the opposition moves towards 2027, that they will finally consolidate.
Okay, let's welcome Daniel Juma Omondi and Daniel Orogo. Daniel Juma Omondi is the Africa Regional Representative, Global Peace Foundation. And Daniel Orogo, political and governance consultant, is also an aspirant in Kibra parliamentary seat in 2027. The two Daniels. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
We've just taken a step. Starting with the Daniel Senior, I'll now put it this way, Daniel Senior. What was your weekend highlight? I mean, all the three papers is all about this. Perhaps you can just share the papers. Go ahead, Dr. What's your key highlight of the weekend, Daniel?
Thank you. I think the newspaper and the weekend, I think it's fair to say that Edwin Watenya Sifuna captured the imagination of not just Western Province, but also of the whole country through his homecoming. Like the professor here has said, he's my professor, he taught me. I think Sifuna, being a new kid on the block, is something new, and Kenyans love to go and experience what is new. And the crowds that he pulled in Western Kenya,
yes,
of course, also demonstrate a new experiment, a new political experiment, that at least someone, there's someone who would bring Western, together. Western Kenya has a big population, but they have not been voting in one basket. And so Edwin Sifuna is trying a very difficult experience of bringing these Western Kenya voters into one block. But that is going to depend on various factors. As we say, this is just an event that is happening. It's happening last weekend. In Kenya, one day in politics is like 1,000 years. And I think that what is going on in the country today, for me, is an eye-opener. And it's an electric shock, especially to the president and his team. It's a wake-up call for them to see that Kenyans have grievances, and that the Sifuna is taking advantage of these grievances and using them to capture the imagination of the nation. So for me, if I were the president today and watching what is going on in Western Province today, it's a wake-up call, and he needs to reorganize his team. And I think in the Standard the other day, I gave a suggestion that especially after Ol Kalou, there needs to be a cabinet reshuffle. The president needs to reorganize his team. And
will it really change the political landscape?
Okay, I mean, especially if you look at what happened in Ol Kalou, it is very, very clear that the mountain, especially the western part of the mountain, he's gone with Rigiji. He's working with that part of the mountain in his sack. And so the president needs a second term. He may still get a second term, but it's going to be a very tight race. He needs to look at the numbers and try to identify the pathway to the second term. And the pathway is somehow there, but he needs to identify those and work on those pathways. There is no need, in my opinion, trying to woo an area that you can see clearly has moved on. And for me, looking at what happened yesterday and looking at what is happening in the country today, it is clear to me that the president has people working in his administration who are letting him down. They're clearly letting him down. I can tell you for free. If you look at the behavior, for example, I looked at Aden Duale. What Aden Duale did, his outburst the other day was uncalled for. It's uncalled for. When the president is trying to woo votes, this is the session, the time when the president is trying to woo votes. It is unfair for Duale, to basically just come out and recklessly speak the way he did. Number two, looking at the ongoing trial of the OCS, Talam, in the trial of Albert Ojwang, again you can see that the police, and I said here last week that the police are independent. They have a duty. And I must congratulate them. In this time, they have at least let the opposition campaign in peace. When Edwin Sifuna started campaigning, they tried to scatter. But the event in Western Province went on peacefully. So in that order, and I saw the president say yesterday that he wants his opponents to campaign in peace. That is the way to go. But when you see the behavior of the police, especially if you watch at the videos that were being shown on TV, everyone watched them. That is it's a turn-off, complete turn-off. It shows that these people were involved in the murder, in the killing of Albert Ojwang. And this is something that we must say. We must say. So the president, I can say he's doing his best, but he has people working for him that have let him down, and now the opposition are using these grievances to try and take away his two term, which I think he deserves, because this is the president who has tried within 3 years to deliver a lot of development.
Daniel Jr., could it be a disruption of traditional party politics? Because what we saw over the weekend, clearly there is that effect of, there is that hangover from the energy that Baba used to inject on people. And when you're seeing that, whatever was happening in the Western region, all the way from Trans Nzoia crisscrossing to that side of Bungoma, and the president was also the other side of the, the farthest end of Amagoro, the energy was so evident that somebody was missing something, the Western region.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Victor, for the invitation. First, my apologies for joining a little bit late. It's bad manners to allow Professor to be on the set and the students are joining later. So it is our apology for doing that. It's a practice that he taught us on the lecture rooms on the disciplinary issues. We never came to class late and found Dr. Busire. We always make sure that we're in class before he comes in. So it is our apologies for making that.
You have a case to answer here.
No.
How did one pass exam?
Secondly, Victor, you asked what really makes our week. I see two most defining events, that captured my attention through the week. Number one is on the trial that is ongoing. There are two court cases that were remarkable throughout the week. Number one was the case to seek justice for Albert Ojwang. And Kenyans, for the first time, were seeing how is it that the wheels of justice are rolling so, openly for the whole public to see. In fact, Kenyans were saying that instead of appreciating that for the first time, the judicial procedures are expeditious, Kenyans, I think, probably might have wondered, is there something behind that kind of an open and expeditious trial that is ongoing? But be that as it may be said, I think it's important that we note, and Dan has probably mentioned it, is the realization and how the crude nature, we are yet to see the sentencing, but I think that for it shows what really happens to this gentleman, Albert Ojwang. And in a police cell probably where it's supposed to be a safe place. So I think that is what probably, and secondly, of course, is the Obado's case. And I think that was very remarkable. Now to the questions that you've asked me. Aidan Duale made a very, 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 negative comment that, weep about ethnic emotions. And that was uncalled for. And I think NCAC made their pronouncement about that kind of pronouncement. And I hope that probably we find time to deliberate on this, because such lack of pronouncement incite ethnic animosity in the country. And people begin to make some pronouncement that may lead us into problems. Edwin Sifuna has gone back to redeem himself. The whole weekend was a redemption. Remember, he ran sometimes in Bungoma and lost.
Yes.
And that has been a problem to him, because people keep on mentioning to him that, you tried running in your constituency there and lost. So for him was to go back and affirm that he has to get a blessing from home, so that people no longer ridicule him about that laws as he ascends and begin to have his presidential bid. So for me, I think there were two things. You remember he went back and even showed us his house.
Yes.
And those are things that, remarkably, people begin to question. How do you want to lead a country and we don't know how your home looks like? This becomes always a point of campaigns. So I think for him was telling Kenyans, this is my home, I have a house as a man, I have a home, so I'm leaving to this place and going to seek for an authority to lead the country.
Yeah.
And secondly was just that redemption strategy. That as much as he lost elections sometimes years ago at home, he's still being received and has got a backing from home. So for me, I see him, and I see that statement coming from him. Of course, we'll talk about election campaign financing, because he made a very good pronouncement about who funds his campaign. You know, and he made a very important announcement. So I think that one will also probably find time to say, because people have been alluding that he's being financed by some quarters, but he said he's a man of his own, and he made a statement saying that if these guys give you 10 million, when you get to power, then you'll have to, your hands are actually tied. That is a juxtaposition there that we probably will need to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Honorable Davidson, DNG.
Good morning.
MCA, Woodley and Kenyatta Golf Course Ward. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
He's a colleague in the industry. Wewe ulitiwacha bwana kwa industry ukaenda sasa.
Ni kuelevate mtu wangu, na pia ukiitwa na wananchi uende kuwasaidia kwa ground. Unaitika mwito.
Good to see you.
Same here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
How is Woodley?
Woodley is fantastic.
Great.
And as I begin, allow me to start by also registering my apologies for coming in a bit late.
Karibu sana.
I will not make an excuse, just to apologize.
This is Nairobi. You saw what happened over the weekend also as your opening remarks.
Yes.
A youthful, Edwin Sifuna, making that triumphant, entrance back home. That was electric.
Correct.
All right, go ahead.
Firstly, he's my senator in this county.
Yes.
He's a strong politician. He's a very good leader. I've worked with him severally in terms of oversighting the county government of Nairobi, especially the county executive run by the governor. So I do know his capabilities. I know that he's capable and he's able. It's whenever I see a young person going for a bigger seat, that is something that is remarkable, because he's opening doors for others. It's something we need to celebrate rather than pour water on, regardless of the political affiliations that we have. I think the insurgence of young leaders in various capacities is something positive. A lot of times it had been said that the future is going to be ours, but that our time is now. So I celebrate Edwin Sifuna for that. I do know now that he's aiming for a bigger seat. There's a gap in terms of oversight in Nairobi, because he unfortunately has, as he focuses on the big seat, he's not focusing on Nairobi. And Nairobi has serious challenges. You'll find that as much as MCAs do oversight, Senate is also supposed to do oversight. And that is why each county has a senator to represent the interests of Nairobians and to also oversight the county executive. So there's a gap there. I feel like as MCAs, we're now on our own, especially in this city. We're now on our own, and we have we're in a very tight spot, especially.
Why do you say you're on your own?
We're on our own because our senator is looking for bigger things. Our responsibilities are similar. So MCAs have the oversight, legislative and representative responsibilities. So does Senate. So as Edwin Sifuna looks for greener pastures or for a bigger position or for career progression and elevation, there's a gap there. I was in an interview last week and I was being asked, why doesn't our senator in Nairobi County put as much pressure as he puts on the other governors? For example, there was a time I saw on television the governor of Samburu almost being frog-marched into a police station within the premises of Senate. I would have liked to see our governor of Nairobi doing the same, being taken to the same, because the issues are even more grave and more serious in the capital city. Yes.
Okay. I want to take a quick break, but the question is the game on? Is the game on?
Yes, it is.
All of it. Is the game on?
Showtime.
It's turbo activated, so we are likely to see more and more of it. But the transfer window is almost here. We are likely to see more. If you're a fan of football, the transfer window, we are almost starting the EPL soon. So, Daktari, transfer windows, who is going to cross where?
Kangada's already crossed. And many are going to cross.
And many?
Yeah, they're going to cross.
Daniel Oroga, are you going to have coffee with the friends during the evening, then cross over to somewhere? You?
To where?
Okay, fine.
I am in opposition.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
In a world where news is ever-changing, staying informed is more important than ever.
Join us every week on News Check, your go-to show for the latest in current affairs, breaking news and in-depth analysis.
A warm welcome to KBC News Check.
From politics to global events, we bring you content that matter to you.
We're not just speaking about the governance and how we want to see it, but want to actually participate.
Get your facts, hear from the experts, and really understand what is happening around you.
We need to change our system first.
You have to do the impossible
to
make sure the message is home.
Stay ahead, stay informed, stay engaged.
Will these people, everybody agree?
Just listen to me.
Let's give him a chance to clear the air.
Catch News Check every Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Only on KBC Channel 1.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026. Welcome to Morocco! Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action unraveling on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Hebu fikirie environment kama hii hapa Western Kenya. Eti mtu atatoka hapa aende Nairobi kusoma university to conquer the world. Mimi Andrew nitahakikisha hiyo ndoto imezimwa. Tazama hayo yote kwa Gundu KBC Tuesday to Thursday 7:30 p.m. Leo sio kesho.
All right, okay. All right, so this is why you say itakuwa teke mpaka saa 2 kamili. So Ambassador Dr. Richard Bosire, who is a lecturer of political science, University of Nairobi, here with us. Daniel Orogo Jr., all right, 2 Daniels, political and governance consultant, is also eyeing Kibra parliamentary seat. Honorable Davidson D.N.G. Ngibwini, MCA Woodley, Kenyatta Golf Course Ward, and Daniel Jumomondi, who is Africa Regional Representative, Global Peace Foundation. Gentlemen, let's do this now. Is the game on, Daniel Orogo? Is the game on?
Very. I mean, how many days? About 370.
Yes.
Days to election. Prof had mentioned that there is a lot of crossing over and, you know, back and forth. That is probably going to be accelerated as we move by. You remember the IEBC had already given their campaign election calendar.
Yes.
And I think they already noticed that, mentioned that by this January or February, if you are a public servant, you should have been out by that time. So, so within these months that are remaining to December, you're probably going to see wonders. Guys are going to resign from their elective positions, from their nominative position. I expect there's going to be a lot of cabinet resignation. Yeah, that is going to happen. A lot of also reorganizing, both in the national and the county assemblies. You've seen matters of conversations around coalitions. Guys are actually meeting for tea And you know, political tea is not just a political tea.
Yes.
Yeah, there is some storm on that tea. So you are definitely going to see a lot that is happening. You know, people meetings and declaring and meetings without, you know, making statements and making statements. So yeah, I mean, the market water of politics is already here with us. And yeah, the game has been on. It's not that it's just beginning. Our election period is that one election after one election is the beginning of another election.
Yeah.
So there is no waiting until, you know, the officially gazettement of an electoral period. People have been in election mood after each and every election. So the game has been ongoing, not that the game is on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Doctor,
yes.
Okay, Daniel said that the game is already on. But when we're looking at the three counties, let's start with Western Kenya, with a little bit of some focus on it. Why sudden interest in Western side of Kenya? The president, was it to try to neutralize what was going to happen over the weekend, with the game being on already?
Victor, I think it's Daniel Juma who mentioned that some of the cabinet political leaders that links the president to the western counties should resign or should be sacked or should do something. I think for me that is what is bringing about some, I think has sent some shockwaves, especially to the president, about controlling Western. Because Musali has been talking, Wetangula has been jumping all over the place. Sorry for using jumping, but not in a negative way. But have they brought Western support to the president? I would say they have not succeeded. And therefore the president is actually, I have seen now the president going there personally. He was there yesterday, and he made quite a few addresses as he was in Busia. And for me, that is the really main reason why there is a battle. And the number of votes, you have already said, actually it's 2.92. It's likely to go to 3.4 by the time we go to the polls. And this is a huge voting block, if you may call it a block.
Yeah.
Although voting in Western is, I could say, so democratic. People say, oh, they don't vote together. What's wrong with that? People can vote the way they want. But on what basis? For me, that is the most important thing. We are going to this election, but what is at stake? Because I would not wish to discuss on people using all means to capture the votes in Western or in the whole around the country, but grossing over issues that will make our people, Kenyan people, make the right decision in 2027. My good student Juma said that the president has done a lot. Sometimes I like evidence, and Daniel, this one. Yes. I like evidence, and I told him that we speak on the point of evidence. I was wondering, what are we really talking about? Kenya, even personally, as a person I'm speaking here, I have issues that I could air and say, Kenya is not doing well. I can't borrow from the banks to do my development. I've suspended my development agenda as a person for the last 4 years. Reason, my payslip was raided. The banks cannot give me a loan. I'm not alone in this. People cannot pay school fees. We have issues to do with heavy taxation, less service from the public, or less efficient services from the public, from the public officers and all that. Insecurities, political lies, and all these things. Education has been on its deathbed. The president just recently realized that we should have a universal education like the one we did when I went to university. A poor person, a poor child from youth from Kisii. I came to the university. The university gave me a place to sleep, gave me stipend, and I went to class for 3 years, and I finished university, and I paid my loan after the 3 years, after I got a job. He has realized now that that model that he came up with, which he has been promoting, that is a super model to help Kenya to grow, to people to go to university through colleges and all that, that was not working. He has wasted Kenya's youth for 4 years. In other words, what am I saying? Let us use the evidence and say, what kind of leadership do we need in this country? And who is likely to provide this leadership? We have spoken also about NCIC. Duale yesterday tells the NCIC, shows them a red card. Kwenda huko. You can only summon me if I'm coming there with the Gashawa. Otherwise, I'm not. But what is NCIC? Why did we create it?
Yeah.
It's a national institution. They're supposed to bring cohesion, to bring us together. And then when we treat it like that, toothless dog, it's a litmus test for the NCIC.
Yeah.
If it doesn't do anything to Duale and others, then why do we pay tax to pay them? We have a problem with unconstitutional conduct of politicians. And we are not calling Duale a politician and others. And yesterday he was saying, oh, they are focusing on those who are serving. No, you uttered words that will cause problems in this country.
You have to take responsibility.
Take responsibility.
Yeah.
And we have not had anybody else, even his appointing authority, making a comment.
That's an individual responsibility. Okay. Daniel, okay. How is the environment going to change moving forward? Because now what you're trying to see, Daniel says that the gain has been on all through. So moving forward, is it going to be different? Because what we're trying to see that the status quo is going to be shaken a little bit.
I mean, something has to change. If the president is serious about winning a second term, you know, he has to make amends. He has to make amends. We must thrive in constitutionalism. I agree with some of the things that Professor is saying, that the president has made some political mistakes. And those political mistakes, yes, and those mistakes have really cost him, you know, in terms of, for example, if you look at what happened when we had the finance bill, you know, when we had the Gen Z uprising, I've just mentioned the misbehavior by the police, you know, the murder of Albert Ojwang, you know, so there have been a lot of mistakes. And also, I'm one person who believed that actually Deputy President former President Gachagua did not have to be impeached. Impeachment was not something you did not have. I mean, we didn't have to go that way. But I think at that time, Raila Odinga and his team, you know, were pushing, you know, for Gachagua to come out because of the nemesis at that moment. But if you asked me, the president would have, you know, allowed Gachagua to be the way he was allowed to be when he was opposing Uhuru Kenyatta during his time. So for me, this was our own goal. These are things we didn't have to do. But moving forward, I think it's a learning moment. And for us, where I come from, you know, Raila Odinga, you know, left us in broad-based. And so for me, I have to speak, you know, I'm like an orphan. An orphan when your father has left you in some place. So that is how, so in where we come from.
Your stepfather is still there.
Yes, where we come from. So that's where we were left. And so for me, I'm looking at politics. I'm looking at politics as a matter of interest. You get my point? Right now, the Luo Nation, the Luo Nation as we speak, they have to make a decision. Where is their interest most, you know, addressed? You know my point? Now, this other side, you know, where the Sifuna and Orengo is trying to pull the Luo Nation to go, they are afraid because they have seen before how Gachagua has mistreated them, has said, you don't have shares in this government. You don't have what? So, it's going to take really a lot of effort, you know, to sway the Luo Nation to support the opposition, especially where Gachagua is. That is the reality. So as it is today, the Luo Nation is still under President Ruto. And that's one of the reasons why I am saying that the president needs to put his money where his mouth is. We only have 2 cabinet positions. Central Kenya has 8. You understand?
Yes.
And Central Kenya has shown that they are not going to vote for him. You understand? So why do we need to continue following a woman who is not interested in you? Get another woman. So for me, my advice is, my political advice going forward, is that the president has these cabinet positions, all these goodies. He can utilize them, especially in this last year of the campaign, to his advantage. Use those, reorganize the administration, start your campaign. Don't wait for next year.
Change the mood of the voter.
Don't wait for what I'm saying. Don't wait for.
Okay, cabinet reshuffles, how will it change the mood of the
What I'm
voter
saying, what I'm trying to say.
Because Wanjiku is hell-bent on what is, or where he's going to vote.
Just to expand the ODM side of broad-based. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that put your money where your mouth is. Because, right now, what Sifuna is doing, Sifuna is also using Orengo to try and divide the Luo votes, to give some to Sifuna. Your point. So the president needs to defend what he has as he goes out, reaches out to the others. Another thing is also the Gen Z. The Gen Z votes is not entirely for Sifuna. You understand? I mean, we must keep working hard, and that's why for me the economic question comes in. The youths need jobs. The president needs to ensure he has the money, he has the whatever. Get the young people, jobs. Let's have the issue of goons addressed. You got a point. If he is able to do this successfully, then he has a fighting chance, especially within the Gen Z
Talk of
votes.
ODM, DNG, you heard yesterday, ODM also saying that they have a presidential running mate, that UDA should bring President William Ruto, and yesterday also said that Oparanya, from the other side of ODM, broad-based, should be the running mate. Now, these are two big boys from western side of Kenya. Are you seeing how this thing is going to play out?
Well, firstly, politics is, as my brother said, is a game of interest.
Right.
And everybody right now is, pulling the string and trying to pull that rope towards their corner. So there's still time to play. The game is on, for sure, but we are not yet 100% there. Like a soccer game, it's 90 minutes. Then there's extra time. And if it's still a draw, then we go into a penalty shootout.
Yes.
So there's so much time in this 1 year. And 1 year in politics is a long time, meaning that there's so much time for the president to navigate that terrain. There's no perfect regime. In elective leadership or politics or governance, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. They'll always criticize you. Even if today a leader would resurrect a dead person, they would say he's a witch, or he or she's a witch. Isn't it? Right? You would deny that it's a miracle. Even Christ, when he was doing miracles, they were saying, "Ini mazinga ombwe." Katika at the temple, isn't it? So leadership is a very challenging terrain where you cannot please everybody all the time. So you have to just do your best, stay focused, and carry out your vision as you had sold it. So I want to agree with my brother in broad-based, because I'm also in broad-based, that the president has time to address the issues. I believe that this 1 year you can address what wananchi are complaining about. And sometimes when you have a program, like Prof was talking about, like education, if a model is not working, you just need to come out straight and say it's not working, and let's revise this or amend this. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's no know-it-all. I think all of us are all in a learning curve. Even if you are 80 years old, 100 years old, you're always learning one thing, and you can always pivot from one side to the other. I like what is happening in our country with all these new formations coming up. Why? Because it expands our democratic space. That is the Kenya we want. We don't want to be multi-party. Single party, I beg your pardon. We want to have various options. And I would like to see our democracy grow to a level where when we come to vote, we're not voting because my tribe is Kikuyu or Luya or Luo or Kamba or Kisi. Rather, or this is the movement, or this is the slogan, or this is the party. I would like to see an agenda-based campaign, like what we see in the West. We need to grow our democracy to that level. And it's by all these divergent ideas. And it also gives an opportunity for coalition building, as has been said on this show. That this time, as my brother from Kibra has mentioned, you will see people coming together. We don't know who our current president, William Samoei Ruto, will choose. You may find that the least predictable is the one he will go for. You never know. You might even find Sifuna part of broad-based. You might. Who says you can't? Who had foreseen that Raila Amolo Odinga would join William Samoei Ruto? Nobody. Nobody had foreseen it.
Good question. Good question. And Dan, Junior, I still ask this question of Oparanya. You know what happens? Around 2 or so months ago, the CS said that his office was underfunded. And when I asked the SG of ODM here, and she said no, she denied. Yesterday, she's the one who said, I wish she was here, that in every situation there must be a leader. And now they are also fronting Oparanya. These are two big boys from Western region. Sifuna, that one was happening. At the same time, Oparanya was also being fronted as the running mate to President William Ruto. We all could hear what Kindiki said, Professor Kindiki. What do you make of all this?
That is welcoming. He's welcoming. He knows that Oparanya would come.
Yes.
Something that was unforeseeable months ago, because there are the issues of opinion polling in this country. The opinion polls had actually polled Professor Kindiki as still the most preferable deputy running mate for the president.
Yes.
We had not seen these other figures now. It seems.
Not even Oparanya of all the people.
It seems.
Yeah.
That was before Al-Kalau.
Yeah, that was before Al-Kalau. It seems now there are other faces that are coming in to claim their piece of cake in the running mate. And remember, the cost people actually also called for Joho to be on the equation. Yeah, and everyone is now going to call for regional.
Deputy.
So one of the things that, and you ask us whether the game is on, I think it has been on. All these, unfortunately, regions and the search for kingpins, to go and negotiate and be part of the conversation within, in the sharing of the national cake, is going to be probably to pile pressure also for the president to actually finally confirm that Professor Kithure Kindiki is his de facto running mate in the upcoming elections. So I think this is one thing that you're going to see, whether the broad-based government that my two colleagues are here are also going to put people again into the interviews. Kalonzo was placed on an interview, remember the Azimio in the choice of the running mate. I hear also the opposition are actually looking for a working formula, whether it's going to be in a boardroom or whether it's going to be, in a press conference or in an election. The search for a candidate and the search for a running mate of that candidate is equally going to be a headache for all these political functions as we move by. But Victor, I wanted to mention one thing, that the battle for the soul of this country, unfortunately, my MC has mentioned that we wish, as the Vision 2030 states, that the political bit of our Kenyan pillar on the Vision 2030 would be issue-based politics. Unfortunately not. I don't know when that is going to end, Professor. I don't know when that is going to end.
They don't want
but it seems that even as we move by, the hope that we had in Gen Z, that Gen Z would actually be the generation that would discuss issues, is not really feasible as we speak. It seems that everyone is talking about the political interest, where their mouth lies, and where their region is befitting to benefit in the election and post-election. The reality, the ideal is that we wish that we have a democratic space, like in Western and US, where we have only two parties, Democrats and Republicans debating issues, and probably Tea Party. And in like we have it in the UK, where the Labour and the Conservatives and all these people have, but in Kenya, it seems that the bedrock of our campaigns begins at, we have 8 million people in basket. And that is where we begin that conversation, that with my 7 million, with my 8 million, what are we going to have? Unfortunately. So the soul and the battle of winning elections is in who is winning the narrative, unfortunately. And the narrative that we have as we speak, I was reading Muga's comments on the Star, and where he talks about our psychology outweighs our economic incentives in the elections, giving a case study of Al-Kalau. That however much the government issues gas cylinders and boats, and what else was given in Al-Kalau, and new shoes for our grandparents, they were only able to get 5,000 votes. So what happens? It seems that the opposition coined a narrative of winning. It seems that the opposition exploited a narrative of victimhood. You understand? And this is what goes when my colleague Dan, my namesake, mentioned the narrative in Nyanza. The people of Nyanza are actually now looking at development from a historical injustice and marginalization issue. They are not looking at it from a development. They are saying, for the first time in history and in successive governments, we are having roads.
Okay.
You understand? So all these things, and the battle now is going to be shifted on the political narrative with addressing historical injustices that are in different regions in this country. And that is where it will be won. That is where it will be won.
Okay, your Molimo is about to speak. Yes. Keep quiet.
Yeah, Victor, why are we going to vote on the basis of our history? Why not vote on the basis of now? For me, I see the decision in elections, this election, is about now. Who do we blame for the roads? Who do we reward for the roads done in Nyanza? I don't think that this government, the current government, the last 4 years, we have done all those big roads. The roads were done between Kibaki and Uhuru, most of those roads. I know, I'm from Nyanza myself. I've not seen a new road, totally new road. We recarpeted the Kisii-Kisumu road during Kibaki a bit, and Uhuru finished the work. And many other big projects have been done in the region. But is this what is going to determine the vote? Then who gets the credit? Then it becomes really the conundrum of the voter to make a decision. But the voter is going to make a decision on the basis of now. The fuel prices, for example. You cannot tell me that people are happy in this country, whatever region you come from, when you are buying fuel like twice as much as it was 5 years or 6 years ago. And there's no good explanation. But because the political elite, who are also the business elite, are exploiting the public to amass wealth and also to put together the kitty for the next election. Sifuna, if you look at the opinion polls, I thought Sifuna is the most popular in Nyanza among the Luo ODM, actually, within ODM, 74%. If my point here, 74%. Now, my son in the academy here said that Sifuna is bring Orengo so that it divides the vote. In fact, I think that ODM has decided that the incarnation of Raila is in Sifuna and not in any other of these people that actually have not come out strongly. And Linda Ground has 20% support of ODM. So I see that this thing has been stolen. Sifuna has been blessed by whoever and is moving forward to take the popularity vote in the region. And Nyanza is not Luo alone. There is also Kisii, there is, if you go by communities, there is Kuria, and there are other Suba also, are another lot. There are many players in there if you go ethnic. But generally, our problems are similar as a country, and we should focus on ideals and on those issues, issue-based politics. But unfortunately, even our president, when he goes there, yesterday he was at church, and he spoke very well about ending Gunism. But he's always talk. In this country, we have talk, no action. Because you wait for action, decisive action. It never takes place. Then he moves to the rally, and he insults. The clips are there, you could play for us on TV. So he insults and says, Awawana Kiri. You know, you are insulting your co-leaders. These are leaders in the country. They are not foreigners. Even if they were foreigners, we must have some diplomatic etiquette, a little bit of it, not to insult. Because this is also destroying the fabric of our society.
Your son in the academy has the right of reply.
Yeah, so let me just, of course, interject. When you look at the reason why we from that region, and is from the same region, are looking at these historical injustices, is because previously, and because of Raila's foray in opposition politics, you know, the previous administration have starved our region of these projects. Right now, as I'm talking to you, The road from Kisumu to Busia is full of potholes. Last week, I was in Central Province. I was going to Nyeri. The roads there, are well done. But
Ruto should have done it.
That's what I'm saying. No, but just 3 years right now. Ruto has
4 years.
Ruto has done
tomorrow. I mean,
the Maui-Roni Road, which again has faced opposition from some people in Central Province, as saying that it's a road to nowhere. This road is going to be a game changer.
It's a story. It's a story.
It's a game changer.
The road was there for many years.
Yeah. So anyway, so let me just say. So for us, we see Ruto. He's not a perfect president. He has his challenges, and I've said he has made several mistakes. But in terms of what he is trying to do, and even in terms of how he has been able to accommodate Raila Odinga in his last days, I think is someone who people are looking at favorably. But let me just say, looking at Kalonzo. We take a quick break before you jump.
No,
before you do a transition.
Dan has actually need to define we. Because when he says we, then he is referring to who?
Victor, it's a problem here. Let me mention something before I forget.
It's out on the dot. It's out on the dot. Let's take a 1 minute break.
Okay.
Just 1 minute break. We'll be back. Stay with us. There's a problem. We'll solve it after this.
Lights on, volume up. This is where stories come alive. From local drama that hits close to home
Alinivamia akiwa na vijana wengine wawili. Toka nje. Hii nyumba yako.
Yote ni porojo.
to international series everyone's talking about. Stories that pull you in. Characters you won't forget.
Stop complaining and just get out of here. Go now, go.
We turn up the volume with music that moves, showcases rising stars, and bring the beat straight to your living room. And when it's time to talk, we don't hold back.
How is everything going?
Real conversations, big personalities, the issues, the loves, the moment everyone's debating the next day. Every show, every night, different voices, one destination. This is television that feels alive, unpredictable, and missable.
All right, welcome back. And Doctor, you said there's a problem. Solve it.
The problems we have in this country, I would summarize, is that our leaders actually lie to the public. They don't tell the truth. They don't tell the public the truth. And it's important that we build a country on the foundation of truth and fact, not political expedience.
Yes.
People stand and say, oh, we have done this, we have done this, we have done this. And it's a lie. So to the extent that now, even our children are lying to us. The whole country seems not to be working on the basis of values, or acting on the basis of values. Our constitution is no longer respected. Let me mention this in relation to what we were saying about Duale and other CSS. What does the constitution provide in terms of the conduct of CSS as public officers? They're not supposed to be in the campaign trail. They're supposed to be neutral and manage public affairs in those their dockets, whether it's education, health, or what. But what they are now doing is that they have shelved the constitution. The rule of law has been shelved. What we are seeing is just bare knuckles fights out there using illegal means. It is unfortunate. We must educate the public and tell them what is important in an election. And I would tell our people in this Republic of Kenya, it's not a question of being given a bribe. It's not a question of being lied to. Just assess and see the truth. For instance, when we are talking about Mau Summit Rironi Road, or Rironi Mau Summit Road, this road has been in the books for so long. During Ouru's time, President Ouru's time, they negotiated with the French to do it, and the French government was supposed to provide resources. They could not agree. Then the current President Ruto picks it up, and they negotiate and agree with the French to do that.
The work is ongoing right now.
Whatever is going on, let me tell you.
The work is ongoing right
let me say this, Victor. Work could be going on, but what I've seen personally, because I passed through that place, people are doing things to demonstrate to the public or to, again, hoodwink the public that the road is being constructed.
No, the road is constructed.
Shirasing for how many months? How many? 6 months. They are just wanatoa mchanga this side of the road, wanapeleka the other side of the road. There is nothing substantive that has been done. If you, let me tell you, this is the truth. If you want to go with the cameras, go to where we call Kikope, where I would think the president might stop if he will be on that road. Hold on a second. That is where they have done it. That's where they have done it and compacted. Nothing. No tarmac has been.
The work is ongoing.
But then,
the work is ongoing.
Atasimama hapa aseme munaona barabara. The cameras will show. Let me tell you.
Remember,
this.
you have two of your students.
Kenya must graduate from these half-truths.
Thank you.
Let us vote on the
let me come back to you. I'll come back to Daniel shortly. What are you trying to see? The younger generation coming to put their foot forward, because there has to be, a move from, there has to be a transition. And what you're trying to see towards 2027, what are you trying to see?
Firstly, allow me to respond to Prof. That road construction starts with excavation. So
There's no excavation going on.
What he's seeing is excavation.
No.
You see, you cannot just start tarmacking a road, boss. No. You have to excavate, you have to create channels, you have to create...
I am old enough to see serious construction and to see signs of construction.
Victor protects me from our learned friend. You have to do some hand packing. You compact the road.
For how long?
Until it is ready. And then you cannot rush road construction, because if you do, you have poor quality roads. So, Prof, please be patient. Barabara by election. Apart from that, this issue of Duale has not been properly prosecuted. I know he's under siege and under fire because of his statement, but are we saying that now we are afraid to address historical injustices? We've just been addressing historical injustices in Nyanza. Why can't we address historical injustices in northeastern Kenya? And the truth of the matter is that, as he has rightfully said, for very many regimes, that region has been forgotten. In fact, some of us forgot that we have that as part of Kenya.
And it's
but
not true.
For now, what is happening is that William Samoei Ruto is giving prominence to that region, that he's unlocking through roads, through the stadium. You saw what we saw in our last...
devolution. We have had devolution since 2010.
In our last,
it is the one that has brought all these things.
In our last national day, we saw an amazing stadium built by the KDF, and there's been the injection of a lot of resources to that region, which we need to celebrate rather than make noise upon. Back to your question as we conclude, in terms of 2027, I want to see a campaign that is issues-based. What I project is that the 2027 election will be about people. And Wananchi will be selecting people, or electing people for that matter, rather than the party, rather than the movement, rather than the slogan. I find, or I project that that election will have a lot of diversity in the ballot papers. For example, you'll find a president from this community, a governor from that community, a senator from a different party, like that. Because, and this is what I would encourage Wananchi to do, because we need to choose leaders rather than who is the most popular, who has the best insults, who has the most money to mobilize. We need to elect leaders who actually mean well for Kenya, who have a good head on their shoulders, who are development-oriented, and who are going to bring about change and progress in this country.
Yeah.
So our democracy and elective politics must mature. And it will not just mature in faith. We must do the work. I must go on ground and convince my people to choose based on performance and based on the development track record. He must do the same. You must do the same. Prof, you must do the same. Even in class, you must teach the students to look at elective politics differently. This thing is not personal, and it should not be personalized around tribe, around hate. You know, it should be fair, it should be democratic, and at the end of the day, we are one people and one country. I come from a society in Kibra where they are all tribes.
Yeah.
Me, I can't do tribal-based politics in Woodley. It will not fly. This is Nairobi, tunaita Kanairo, it's diaspora.
All right.
Yes.
You wanted to say something before?
Yeah, I just wanted to say,
hot.
I wanted to say that at the end of the day, and Prof, I learned this from your class and also Professor Nyunguru. You can't trust any politician. All politicians are liars. So in 2027, we are looking for a lesser liar. A lesser liar. And in this case, right now, if you look at...
how do you say that in the national television?
If you look
he
at...
must withdraw.
How do you say that?
Are you alive?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
He must withdraw.
Victor, all of us... Okay, let me
say I am alive.
Let me withdraw that. In terms of campaign promises, politicians promise a lot, but they deliver.
Many people here.
They deliver less. Huh? And so, if you look at, I want you to go to Miguna's Twitter handle over the last few days. Where he has been even dissecting even the Sifunas and all this. So, Miguna is saying that right now, even the people that Sifuna is hanging around, the people supporting Sifuna's campaign, for example, President Uhuru Kenyatta and, Matiang'i and all, these people, their regime was worse, brutal. Look at River Ayala. It is crazy. And so right now, we are here blaming President Ruto, but I can say that he has tried. He has tried to do his best in terms of bringing the nation together, in terms of, trying to distribute development, even in terms of Northeastern. And honestly, for someone to get an ID, this time, it's treated like you are a foreigner. And so for me, right now, just to comment about Kalonzo, you look at this nation of saying Kalonzo's absence from the spotlight allows Sifuna to build momentum. For me, looking at the political stage right now, I think Kalonzo has really, been quiet. What Sifuna and the team are doing is what I expect Kalonzo to be doing. So as it is today, I think Kalonzo, if I were him, and I would really encourage President Ruto, look for Kalonzo. Kalonzo has 3 million votes, and these are Kambas are loyal voters. Look for him. Give him the running mate if possible.
Victor, we are here on the national television.
Kalonzo campaign has said time in number that he is not willing. That he is in united opposition.
And why do we look at leaders as ethnic leaders?
And that's what I say. That's the reality. That's the reality of our politics.
That's the reality.
Look at Gachagua.
It is the
Gachagua has made it very, very clear.
It's the wrong thing.
But Gachagua has made it very, very clear.
But we don't like
Kenya is his.
And that's not making him. That doesn't make it right.
But that is the reality of our politics. And that's one of the reasons why Sifuna is in Western. Trying to lock.
Sifuna has been in cause,
trying to lock
everywhere you have
that area of the nation.
Victor, may I make a comment?
This actually it was almost done.
Yes,
we are out of time.
So I can see the
my closing comment, and we are torn in between. Where we have been as a country, and as a young person, I think my aspiration is to get into a political scene that at least resemble the aspirations of our political angle of the Vision 2030. Victor, we are not going to survive with an ethnic politics in this country. It's not going to take us for a long time. In fact, evidence are there to prove that it has led us into problems since independence. And the more we talk about it, the more retrogressive it is. is not going to help us.
It has to be.
But it has, whether we like it or not, it has to be. It has to be transformed to be an issue-based politics. And I am looking forward to being an objective, it's looking towards measuring the reality of how things are. You understand? So for me, and lastly, I had an opportunity probably to sit with the IBC commissioner and the former CJ. And the chair of the IBC, Honorable Ekethon, mentioned something that transpired and might equally be what we are going to see. He mentioned two things, that the rise of Gunism in political elections and in electoral, polling stations is something that probably is interesting. He mentioned that, I think, when we were there, probably in March. Look at what happened in Onokalau.
Okay.
He mentioned again something about super agents. And these super agents, he's saying, for example, a governor would match his candidate to a polling station and get access to polling station. And then the others would be denied. It's a recipe to chaos. And when we have goons and counter-goons, others are accessing polling station, others are denied. This is one thing that we have to call all the electoral agencies, not only IEBC, NCIC, the Kenyan police, all these electoral stakeholders to look at what is going to happen in 2027.
And you know what happens now? Because all of you are in political or leadership roles, in on your capacity. You have a role to play. Personally, as Victor, I'll just give you a platform. But if you don't preach it out there, DNG, if you don't preach it in Udli, in Kibra, for example, which is a cosmopolitan region.
Yes, it is.
Which is seriously cosmopolitan, then you'll be doing a zero work. Gentlemen, allow me to say we are done.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to say.
No.
Education is not changing.
No. Actually, we want to talk about Gunism, security and politics, right in Kisumu, because we've seen what really happened. The last one was in Kisumu, and the county commissioner, Kisumu County Commissioner, who is actually the man on the spot to talk about that, is with Simon Achola to talk about that. Ambassador Busira, asante sana for coming. Daniel Jumamondi, thank you so much. He's the African Regional Representative of Global Peace Foundation. Thank you so much. I wish we had more time. Daniel Orogo, thank you. And as always, wish you all the best in Kibra.
Always a pleasure.
Asante sana.
Yes.
NGNG as well. Thank you for coming for the show.
Anytime.
And
he's my MCA.
Very good. Thank you, John. My MCA. Let's go over to Kisumu. Simon Achola, over to you from the Lakeside CET.
How did I do as a
Good morning, viewers across the country. On 27th of this July, we are coming to you live from Kisumu County, right on time for the Western Spectrum, a program that brings you issues that affect people from this part of the country and, of course, to a large extent, the entire country. Today, we are privileged to have the County Commissioner of Kisumu County, Mr. Ramadan Mohamed Mwaboza, who is barely here 2 months, and of course he came in, dived deep into so many issues that are actually happening here in Kisumu County, and he says he's up to task to ensure that indeed things are on the straight and narrow route that is expected, of course, within the law. Karibu sana, Bwana County Commissioner.
Thank you.
Just 2 months into it, and I mean, there's quite a lot to take care of.
Thank you very much. My name is Mohamed Ramadan Mwaboza. I am the County Commissioner here in Kisumu. Barely 2 months, as you've mentioned it. But as soon as I got here, I realized that there was a serious challenge as far as security is concerned. That to get my team up and running, we came up with a number of measures on how to deal with the runaway crime taking place all over, that is inclusive of the CBD, which was a serious threat to business and investment as a whole. So what I strongly believe that in security, we look at prevention, we look at partnership, and we look at rapid response. And we began with a rapid response to pacify the town, the city, and then we went out of our way to bring on board all other security agencies and other key stakeholders in this county, including the county government, the business community, inclusive of the judiciary as well, because we needed to chart a way forward in order to enhance or bring back the glory of this city, as it is always known for. It's a clean city, and we wanted also to make it very secure. Kisumu is a city of potential. It's a unique city. You can only compare it to Mombasa, because these are the only two cities with big water bodies, and normally they attract a lot of tourism. In most cases, you would find even in the flights, they're full of tourists coming to this destination and many other activities taking place this area. So we had to restore the lost glory, and so far so good. We've had a number of public engagement where we agreed with the partners to provide sufficient security, a number of political rallies and other events taking place in the CBD, especially those ones involving youth, like the borders election, the tuk-tuk elections, and then the last of it all is just concluded the ASK show. So we've had a very peaceful time, very secure, and I'm sure the visitors did enjoy their stay here. As well, a show which was well attended, and there was not a single incident reported from the ASK show.
And of course, you're saying that some of the issues that are actually on the table for you was security. You've actually mentioned CBD. Looking at the bigger picture, what are some of these hotspots that are actually in this county that you felt that were actually needed to be addressed as fast as possible?
One of the hotspot in this city was the bus park. And we had to organize some intelligence-led raids where we were able to pick quite a number of young men between the age of 15 to 25 there who were posing as touts, yet there were so many reported cases of phone snatching, robberies, and the kind of disorderliness that we would find in a stage. And we had to restore order. The others is the areas where the street families are. We also manage that area. So we have 24-hour round security patrols in both uniform and plain clothes. And that one has restored order, security in this town. We have noticed now people or traders can close their businesses very late in the evening. And like in the past, where a majority of them would close as early as 7 or even before 7, because they were scared of their way back home and the security of their goods and product in the market. So we have restored that. We've now extended the same to the estates. We have a very clear arrangement on intelligent-led strikes, where we were able to flush out close to like 100 of those criminals, and they've been arraigned in court. Some have been charged and some have been remanded as we we continue with the investigation, because the wave was quite big, and we needed to find a lasting solution. We are not really targeting the youth as though they are not adding any value to this society. In fact, we have, among those arrested, listened to them, understood them, and advised them as well. So we are not the enemies of the youth in this county or in this city. We want them to get more organized, and we are open for discussion in whatever they want to do, in order to participate actively income generating activities.
Yes. You have talked about the bus park, and there was a major concern about estates, and we can highlight a number of estates that people felt, and especially residents felt, that were very insecure. And you can talk about Lolwe, parts of Lolwe, you can talk of parts of Migosi, and even Manyata, right? But also of concern was Milimani Estate, where we actually domiciled as we speak. And the fact that youth could actually be riding on motorbikes and you are casually walking in the estate, and from nowhere your phone is gone or someone is actually attacking you. And those videos were awash on social media. What are some of these measures that have actually been put in place? Because you have talked about intelligence-led interventions, but still people want to know, apart from just intelligence, are we seeing major patrols in some of these estates, and long-term solutions in terms of ensuring that indeed we bring to book some of the people involved in this? In the past, we have seen actually interventions coming up, but shortly after they fizzle out. Are we likely to see long-term solutions in terms of ensuring that indeed some of these issues are brought to an end for good?
Thank you very much for your question. What I would say is that, so as I'd said earlier on, security is about partnership and rapid response. There's no way we can be in a city, yet we want to manage like a village. That is close to impossible. We have to agree on putting up the correct measures and framework that would guarantee us a lasting solution and a secure environment. Milimani was in one area which was considered to be the safest because it's a rich neighborhood, but unfortunately it had degenerated to become one of the hideout for the criminals. And mostly it was the border. In our intelligence, we discovered that there were around 3 borders which were involved in that habit. So far, 2 of them already down. We are only left with 1, which we are also tracing it. Like I had said earlier, our intelligence is top-notch, and there's no one who can escape. We discovered there were like 3 motorbikes riding, and 3 or ridden by around 2 or 3 men. And we had to track them down using our teams, specialized teams. We got 2 of them. And they were arraigned, is among those who were arraigned in court, and those motorbikes were equally confiscated. They are in various police stations, but we're also looking for the other one. And since then, we've not had any other incident happening in Kilimani. Additionally, we have encouraged the residents there to enhance security lighting, as well as the county government, which has also promised to improve on the street lighting in the estates. We are also looking forward to engaging the private security, because most of the homes in Milimani are taken care of by securities, and the owners may not necessarily be there. So we felt like by engaging these security firms, we'll be able to come up with proper measures on how we can partner with the private security to enhance response time in case of any emergency or any distress call. In the other estates, we are equally working with the county government to reinstall the security lights, which in most parts of those estates are dead. The governor had promised that would do that in by mid next month. That would be done. But already we have 24-hour patrols, both by foot patrol and vehicles, and from the respective police stations and police posts and other agencies like the DCI. So we are ensuring that, particularly during the peak hours, early in the morning and early in the evening, when people are now moving back and forth from the places of work and going home, That's where we have enhanced security. And that's why you've not heard of many incidents reported, because most of these incidents were reported at that particular time. We have discovered that some of the criminals have changed the tactics. They are attacking homesteads now, late at night, but in just a few areas, isolated, particularly isolated homes. And that one also will be taken care of, because we are working on how we can find these criminals during the day. Because the criminals normally don't work during the day. They work at night, and they sleep during the day. So we are working closely with the Nyumba Kumis, with the community policing, and we're also urging members of the public to report any peculiar habits in their neighborhood, in case they homestead where there are like 10, 15 men sleeping together, leaving their homes only at night, coming back early in the morning. They should report to the National Administration Officer, that is the chief, the assistant chiefs, and the DCCs, as well as the nearest police station. They can also come to us, the County Security Committee, and that area will be taken care of.
Before we conclude on security issues and then move also to something that is closely related to security, the last question I would ask on that bit is about the complaints by members of the public. That yes, we have rolled out a number of security agents to actually patrol some of these streets and ensure that there's sanity. But some are actually taking advantage of that and extorting money from members of the public. I have received complaints from a number of motorbike riders who say that at night you are apprehended and you are told plaincloth officers, right? And within a short time you are told 12 kumi, I'm a 12 ton. If not, then you're taken in. How are we addressing some of these gaps so then we ensure that indeed, yes, as our officers go out there, they're actually going to do a good job and not use that opportunity as an extortion ring?
Basically, what we are doing is talking to the officers almost on weekly basis, encouraging them to serve members of the public and not to extort money from them. We are here to provide security. I know it is not strange to find 1, 2, 3, 4 rogue officers who may have sinister motives during patrols, but we're looking at the bigger picture where we have very many diligent officers who will go out of their way to patrol throughout the night in the cold and in order to ensure that people are safe. But nevertheless, these officers may be, if at all they are very common and they're known, we would encourage members of the public to report to us, that is particularly members of the County Security Committee. Don't report to any other person. If you find any officer who is notoriously known for extorting money from members of the public, we encourage them to, they can even send a text, even an anonymous text. We will do the investigation, and once we find that officer capable, then we'll take action against them. So we're encouraging members of the public to partner with the security agencies and report all incidences, whether where my officers, like the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, or the DCs, the ACCs are involved, or it's a police officer who is involved, or it's any other person involved in criminal activities. We are governed by the rule of law, and it has to be respected by all. Normally, we say that us, the government agencies, we sign that code of conduct, and we must adhere to it. I'm here in this office. I've not had anyone complaining that I've extorted money from them, and I've not died, neither am I poor. Yes. So I believe doing the right thing is highly rewarding, and therefore we should work together. Let us partner. Yes, let us partner in this.
Great. We'll be coming right after this break to discuss your bold statement, the first bold statement that you made when you came to Kisumu County, and that was that there'd be no goons in political rallies. We'll discuss that further just right after the break. We take you back to Broadcasting House to pay our bills, and then when we come back, of course, we continue our conversation with Mohamed Ramadan Mabuzo, the County Commissioner of Kisumu County.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026, Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, watch all the action and rally on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner. The wait is over. KBC Iko Huduma Center, starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries, visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera, or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers, moving closer to you. Your station, your service.
Na vitimbi same time ni ya kuwachekesha wananchi. Kweli? Wananchi wanacheka na huku tunawaelimisha, wanaelewa. Mwogaka kwani wewe but kwa vile sisi ni vio za jamii, ukage ukijua vitimbi ni nini?
Nikiona mocha imevunjika.
Well, thank you very much and welcome back. Of course, we are continuing this conversation with the Kisumu County Commissioner, Mr. Ramadan Mohamed Maboza, who is actually delving deep into matters security, Gunism, and of course politics and the general development, government development agenda in the great county of Kisumu. And just before we went for a break, I promised that we are going to discuss the big statement that he made just after he came to Kisumu County. And Mr. Maboza, one of the statements that you made after that meeting with members of the political class in this county was that there'll be no guns in political rallies. How is it going?
So far, so good. Because criminality disguised as political activism will not be tolerated. We want a different version of politics. We had an engagement with the political leaders, particularly the members of the National Assembly, and discussed about how to go forward, how to move forward with the meetings. And so far we've had almost around 3 or 4 political gatherings organized by different leaders where we provided enough security, and there was no goonism at all. There were no goons involved in the security arrangement. And that is the way to go, because this government has enough security officers. And we're here to protect life and property. The idea of political goonism has been a big threat to life. In most cases, we've seen people dying during those political functions and other political gatherings. So in order to avoid that, we've decided that we must arrange for that security and provide it. We should be informed early enough. We've talked to the members of parliament and or even the aspirants. Wherever you want to organize a meeting, liaise with the OCS. In case it's a big rally, the Sub-Con Security Committee will meet and look at the details and see how the deployment will be done where necessary. And it's a big activity. They will draw an operation order where members of the public will equally know the kind of arrangement we have put in place. And this one will guarantee a safety of the political activists and members of the public and the business community. We are not going to tolerate, and I repeat, and I also want to say that the president himself made a pronunciation that security agencies and the national administration to deal with this vice. And that's we are up to the task. And we will ensure that that culture is dead. Wherever.
Yes. When it's on that Sunday, arrow and bow wielding youth brazenly walking, attempting to storm into a church. What picture did it paint for you?
It was a very bad picture because I would admit we got very late intelligence because we thought it was simply a church service. The leaders were going to the church. We didn't even know that there was a fundraising and there are many other leaders coming from across. And that's why we've always intended to inform the leaders that whenever you're coming for any public function, let us know. We're not your enemies. We're here to provide security. So it was a bad picture, and we do not want to see a repeat of that. And that's why we took very swift action. We had to deploy. In fact, it were not it for the deployment that was swiftly done, would have lost many lives. Because these people were armed to the teeth. But the message they got is very strong. And moving forward, I don't think we'll have a similar ugly incidents taking place.
Of concern is the fact these youths are usually mobilized and paid not far away from where your office is. And that is supposed to be a public park. And you have actually pronounced yourself on that matter before and said that that park must serve the purpose that it was meant for. And mobilization of youth and guns was not part of the reason as to why it was actually created.
The parks were designed to provide relaxation for the majority of Kenyans who cannot afford maybe to go to most luxurious places, and they come with families and enjoy. And that's why we agreed with the county government to deploy one county enforcement officers, and additionally we will always have a standby team which can immediately respond in case there is any unusual gathering that's taking place in those parks. Because we do not want to allow people to have informal gathering that could be very catastrophic in the city. So we are taking care of all the parks. The county will deploy, and we have a rapid response team which can take charge immediately in less than 5 minutes, will respond and deal with the situation. So we are prepared.
I spoke to some members of the civil society, and their major concern was the fact that the availability of this youth, one, and then two, also the fact that people who constantly mobilize this youth and actually unleash mayhem on perceived political opponents are known. That it is easy to actually trace some of these resources. That in their study, they have done several studies in this county, and they are all leading to 1 or 2 or 3 people at most. And these people are known and are friends to the security teams in this county. How then do we ensure that, one, we nip in the bud some of these vices, but more importantly, those that have been adversely mentioned as the conveners and perpetrators of this violence, actually brought to book to some extent?
Friendship with the security agency is a very strong term.
Yes.
And I don't think there is that, because I have not befriended anyone personally.
Someone will argue that
despite the fact that I'm new, but I normally do not encourage such kind of friendships. And I would say that we are here to serve the public. We're not here to befriend people who cause damage to the society in any way. And that's why I've personally talked to different leaders concerning this kind of people and their association. They may not be friends as such, because someone may just choose to be close to that person in order for the cameras to public perception, but not necessarily a friend as such. But well, I totally agree with you that most of these people are well known, and some of them equally have some cases, live, whatever, active cases in court. So we are encouraging the civil society with the information that they have. They can meet with us, the county security committee. They share the information they have. We combine it with what we already have so that we can build a very strong case and make sure that these people are prosecuted. Because we are not here to dance to the tune of the thugs. Because these are thugs, but we need the concrete evidence in order to be able to prosecute them. Yes.
We have chance also coming and saying that hawa watu wanakuja kwa hii town, msikubali. Si unajua vile tunapatana, such statements. And then two, in one of the most prominent funerals around Semi here, when there was a lot of chaos in that funeral, one of the leaders stood up and said, and accused one of the leaders that you keep buying youth and walking around with them in public functions. So basically, politicians are closely connected to this youth and in the acts that actually follow. Have you tried to bring to book some of these politicians? One, and then two, in that conversation when you had with the elected leaders in Kisumu County, did it also come up in terms of having a discussion with them in terms of ensuring that indeed they must let go?
Thank you very much. During our engagement with the political leaders, there was we reached an agreement where they are not going to engage the services of these leaders of the goons to hire the very innocent young men to disrupt each other's meeting. Equally, we agreed that none of them would bail them out once they're arrested, because that was one of the accusations. But as usual, no one would come out and say, I do it. People will keep on accusing one another. Moving forward, we are looking at how we are going to monitor the activities of these particular mentioned individuals closely in order to be able to pick up pieces and see whether whatever allegation is leveled against them is true, and that the case, then we see how the prosecution can be done.
Before we go to long-term solutions, the cry for most of this youth now is that we have been used and dumped by the political class, and some even say that those that are actually well placed in government have actually used them, and now because the heat is on them, they've actually been dumped. How then do we ensure that yes, these youth have been on the wrong path before, but now we want to lead them on the right path in terms of long-term solutions to ensure that these youth are gainfully engaged and not readily available, so that then they can actually be hired for these acts?
I think the youth basically need to get organized, and they form groups, because I can easily arrange to meet the different groups and discuss some of these problems and probably the available solutions and opportunities which are there for the youth. But we cannot go around dealing with the individuals. Unfortunately, there is a big number of youth who are already immersed into drug abuse. And we are encouraging the national administration, particularly in the estates, to try and come up with an innovative way on how we can bring these youth together and they get rehabilitated, because most of these habits are unsustainable, because most of the youth do not earn any form of income, and they depend on the handouts. And whenever they are given these handouts, they go out drinking or buying these illicit drugs. I've had an opportunity to talk with some of the aspirants here, especially from the areas of Mamboleo, Kondele, and the like, Nyamasaria, and you would hear their kind of resentment they have on the youth, because they really wish to mobilize them and assist them, maybe financially, to begin some income-generating project. But a majority of the youth would only request for money to buy drugs. That is very unfortunate. Because
is it in this part of the country, or is it something that has been entrenched for a very long time?
This is something which has been entrenched for a very long time. But we cannot sit back and watch, because these are our future generation, these are our future leaders. We must come up with innovative ideas on how we can rehabilitate them as fast as we can, because there are many opportunities. Right now, there is work going at the construction of the SGR terminus, there is work at the construction works, in the affordable housing, and many other government engagement where big contracts have been given for the youth to work, but they cannot work when they are intoxicated. I've had cases to resolve cases with contractors where some youth were simply going there just to demand a share of the work, yet they do not have the skills, and they are not well organized enough to be able to offer any services. But they will demand some free money. There's no free money. Everyone must work in this country in one way or another. Either you are employed or you do business. Or you do business as an individual or you do business as a group. We need to partner with one another to at least generate income.
Into politics and of course not the politicking side, but of course the effect the politics will actually have on general running of this county. And when I'm looking at that, I'm looking at the cross-border conflicts, the utterances and the general activities around common borders in Nandi County, Kericho County, and going towards Kisii counties. How well are we prepared to ensure that indeed we are getting into political rich season, and some of these utterances are bound to come up, and we are likely to see some situations flaring up around our border points. How well are we prepared, and some of the border points that we've actually mapped out, because NCIC keeps mapping Kisumu County and of course neighboring counties as potential hotspots when we get into election. And of course, it is usually at the border points. How well are we prepared in terms of ensuring that indeed we nip in the bud some of these activities that might actually raise tension across borders?
Some of the mechanism we have put in place is the reactivating the peace committees. And in the peace committees, we have brought in the youth as well. We have a youth agenda in the peace committee, which because most of the people normally involved in the skirmishes after the utterances are the youth. So we want to engage the youth in meaningful and gainful activities in a manner that they will not be free for any sort of political violences. And I want to say that politics should be able to enhance that collectivity. We should do the politics of ideas and solving problems, because we are highly educated in this country. We cannot continue fighting one another and imagining that by the end of it all, we will be able to put ugali on the table. That one is not going to work. And in that, we therefore need to work very closely with all the leaders, the politicians, the administrators, and others, key stakeholders on the ground, because normally the utterance itself is not the problem, but how people react to that utterance, that's when bring about it. So if we are able to mitigate early enough, this kind of violences will not be seen. And on the security side also, we'll always have rapid response teams in those areas, which can always calm things, like exactly what happened during the church service at Milimani. That's exactly how we intend to look at it.
All the time. We have had this conversation before, of course not with you, but other leaders who say that this time round, such utterances will not be tolerated. And as we head into the election, from nowhere, people start going back to the barbaric ways of doing things. And we keep to turn our eyes to the other side. This time round, are we likely to see the administration, and of course the government, taking stern action, so that then we can actually build on the gains that we've actually made in terms of ensuring that we sanitize the community to a level where there's tolerance?
Remember, already we've had meetings with different stakeholders, collectively and separately, with the register of the political parties, like in June. And those are the kind of issues we were discussing. We want to exercise political tolerance across the board. We want to have a very conducive environment where anyone intending to campaign would be allowed to go there, so long as you go peacefully and share ideas with the electorate. We have no problem. And we like I said, the absence of security in most of these gatherings has been the cause of this violence, because in the past we had allowed different political factions to move around with guns. That's the thing that we want to stop with immediate effect, because the role of police officers and the security agencies is to secure the environment where these activities, and so that you go there, talk to the people, tell them what we do for them, and that's all. And we want to have issue-based politics. The kind of incitement, rhetoric, abusing one another, it should stop. Because look at the level of enlightenment we have so far. We're highly regarded as one of the countries in Africa with a highly educated people and sophisticated people. But we keep on regenerating back to the cocoons of the past politics.
Great. The question on the security officers actually taking over and actually providing security in some of these functions keep coming back in terms of how well are we prepared as a police or a security agency in terms of providing security? Because just looking at face value, especially in Kisumu, for instance, about 6 police stations and patrol bases do not have even cars, do not even have vehicles for movement. 2, we have seen that when we have major political activities in this county, we are actually forced to borrow officers from neighboring counties. How then are we going to, handle the situation to juggle the two in terms of ensuring, one, there's a normal patrol and provision of security, but also there's a team that can actually now ensure that they take care of political gatherings or public gatherings, especially now when everything is gathering momentum and there are so many activities in the county.
This police station is not like it's not like they did not have vehicles. They had vehicles, but they broke down, and some of them are going to the state of disrepair. Currently, the government, we have had a discussion with the PS discussing about how we can enhance security, and arrangements have also already been made to provide all the police stations and police posts with the security vehicles. And I'm sure that it will happen very soon, because truly speaking, we have only made arrangements to move one vehicle to another depending on the circumstances, and even sometimes, but all the DCCs are vehicles, so they normally release the vehicles to the police officer in the meantime to deal with the security situation. But I'm certainly sure by the time we get to that serious campaign, all these police stations and police posts will have been fully equipped, and they'll be able to move around and about to secure the life and property of the country.
Almost up, Commissioner, there are a number of things that I'd want you to just touch on, summarize. One, the development agenda of the government in this county. Where are we at?
I think we are heading to the right direction. A lot has happened. So many projects have been implemented, inclusive of the road network. And I know there are key areas which must always take precedence in order for development to occur. That is education. Look at the education in our education institutions. Government is providing hostel facilities for almost all the students to reside in the colleges. And the road infrastructure, we have the ring road and many other roads which are under construction. And the urban improvement which is happening in Kisumu is taking shape, and therefore we are, and many other activities, especially the Nyota project, which would generate a livelihood for the youth and many others, and I'm sure with that direction we're heading then. Additionally, you've already seen the launch of the Vision 3060. This country is heading in the right direction, so we only want to encourage all stakeholders in the cities to come on board and make the environment very conducive. Additionally, in this country, there's so many investors who have expressed interest to come and invest in this country. And that's why we're working day and night to enhance security in order to boost their morale and make it easy for them to invest so that they can create employment for
your agenda. When I came to this office the very first time I came to see you, one thing that you told me was that you want to ensure that, one, there's security, which you're actually working on, and also to end the issue of Gunism. What other things do you want to ensure that they're actually in the right order?
What I want to say is that this, as I said in my opening statement, that this is a very unique city, the county, which is a city and is a county with a body of water that has immense potential, and it has very strategic land within the CBD and its environment, which has a lot of potential. Personally, I've talked to quite a number of investors, especially the Asians, and they are looking at, if you are able to make this area, this place safe, secure, then we will even encourage more investors to come and invest here. And that one, the only sure bet where we can guarantee is, job opportunities for the young ones who are leaving college. Because we have so many colleges here which produce so many graduates on annual basis. And we have to create enough employment opportunities for them to engage. So I'm looking tomorrow for a secure city, a clean and secure city, a city rich in potential, a city where which can attract a lot of tourism. Like we have events coming, like I think next week we have the Dollar 7, which is coming from, I think, first and second, which would attract almost like 3,000 people. So we're encouraging other sports activities to be brought here, but this area is now very safe and people can enjoy their stay. Thank you.
Point to end on, the city safe. He's working towards ensuring that it's safer and of course likable to investors and everyone else who wants to come to Kisumu County, and he insists that Kisumu is the place to be, and he wants you, the investor, the local mwananchi, and every other person who wants to come to Kisumu to come knowing that indeed they're going to a very good place. My name is Achola Simon. We were hosting the County Commissioner of Kisumu County, Mr. Ramadan Mohamed Mabozo, who has actually spelled out his ideas for this great county and what needs to be done, and of course a warning to those involved in criminal activities that indeed the time is up. Take you back to Broadcasting House for our normal broadcasting. But before I do so, I want to thank the County Commissioner for actually allowing us this time, but also want to thank my colleagues, Christine and Simon and Edwin, for actually being there to ensure that this broadcast comes to you live, and of course those who actually followed us on our social media handles at Simon Achola, on all social media handles, at KBC Channel 1, and of course through Mayenga digital platform. Thank you very much, and I take you back to Broadcasting House.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026, welcome to Morocco! Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action unraveling on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Gina! Akia watoto wa siku hizi wakiwa wanasumbua. Usikose kuona Gundu KBC Channel 1 every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Ujionee hivi vituko vya watoto wa siku hizi wanaosumbua wazazi na mengine mengi. Keep it Gundu. Gina!
Lights on, volume up. This is where stories come alive. From local drama that hits close to home.
Alinivamia akiwa na vijana wengine wawili.
Toka nje! Hii nyumba yako. Yote ni porojo.
To international series everyone's talking about. Stories that pull you in. Characters you won't forget.
Stop complaining and just get out of here. Go now. Go.
We turn up the volume. with music that moves, showcases rising stars, and bring the beat straight to your living room. And when it's time to talk, we don't hold back.
How is everything going?
Real conversations, big personalities, the issues, the loves, the moment everyone's debating the next day. Every show, every night, different voices, one destination. This is television that feels alive, unpredictable, and missable.
Thank you for staying with us. This is Good Morning Kenya, and you are right in time for our Family Check segment. And I had already mentioned at the very beginning while we were starting the program what we will be tackling this morning. And the question I am posing to you is, are we dating for love or money? Or is it na kolabo? That is the question that we are asking you, and you can be able to send your views via our WhatsApp line. That is 0707303212. It is right. It should be on our screen, 0707303212. Are we dating for love or for money? And I'm pleased to be joined by our guests to be able to speak about this. I want to begin with my immediate right. We have Pastor Prince Evans, and Pastor Prince is from the Life Church International, Utawala. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And right next to Pastor Prince, we have Pastor Paul Blessing, who is the Director Star with Paul. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then right next to her, we have Anthony Gaido. And Gaido is a life coach and psychologist as well. And he's here to represent the Gen Zs.
Thank you.
As he puts it. And then last but not least, we have Apostle Helen Anthony, who is a financial advisor. She's a minister, a counselor, and the founder of Marital Travail International. Welcome to the program. Thank you. Let us begin this very interesting conversation. First of all, are these two competing? When it comes to love and money, are they competing as we speak right now?
You cannot compete with love and money. You see, for me, I believe, from a psychological perspective, love builds on something called emotional connection. But you see, you also need practical stability. You understand?
Yeah.
So for long-term healthy relationships, you need the love. But you see, now you also need the money to sustain it. Yeah, money is good. Money is not evil. Money is not bad. We need both of them. I feel like money complements the love. Yes, we need to develop this trust. We need to build with each other while we are getting to know each other, while we are dating. But you see, we also need to discuss some things like what are your financial goals? You know, what are your saving plans? What are your debts? What are you working on when it comes to debts? So as much as yes, we need the love, but you see, at the end of the day, we can't eat love. We can't feed love. We can't take our kids to school with love. So I feel like money complements the love.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, even in the dating stage, because that is where we get to the marriage bit. We start by dating, and then, as you date for marriage. So even as you are in that dating stage, should you already start thinking, does this person have money? Does this person, will this person be able to take care of me, for example, as a lady, and all of that? Is that something that should be in one's mind while dating? Paul?
Okay, what I will say is that it has to start with love, because before you come to discuss what to eat and what to have kids, the emotional touch will be the first thing.
Sure.
You'll see someone and have a touch and an emotional touch with them, and you feel this is the kind of person I want to be with. And then from there, now there are things now you think about. Even before you say we start dating, there's a portion of looking at, is seeing the kind of person I want to look into. Because before dating, you have made a decision to come. The dating is a next level from connecting. So that is where, as you have said, you cannot hit love, okay? and if romance cannot be put on the table. So you have to look at both. It's an hybrid. For me, it will be an hybrid because there's supposed to be stability to do everything that we need to do. So, but you may also look at someone, think they don't have anything, but they are going to become better. So there's that conviction of that. This is the kind of person God wants me to be with. So it starts with, who is that person to you? Yeah, because there is you, and there is also what is around it. So when you connect with this is the person that God wants me to be with, now you look at the things around them. There are people who are started with one person who is very weak, but you come to find that person becomes very strong later. So those are things that you cannot just look at money, love, just straight away. It has to be inner conviction, according to me.
Okay. I can say the dilemma with what she has said, sorry, to just a minute. She has mentioned about money will come later. But you see, we say we only live once. We don't know about tomorrow, right?
So there's no dating potential.
So if I'm looking at you and you'll get money later, I don't know about tomorrow. I'll just say it.
Pastor Prince, would you say that modern dating has become more transactional now? Are we just assuming it? Has it become more transactional?
It is what is happening.
Yeah.
I think that is where we are. All right? And even the discussion just a bit. That said, what I would say is that the question first when you're coming to get married, because if you get it wrong there, it doesn't matter. The truth is this. Of course, someone could differ with this. The place you go to when every other thing has been heavy on you and you have peace, you know, and you have stability emotionally and all that, is the person you got married to. If you are going back to a place where it is chaotic, you're going to take longer until they sleep. Because you're talking about marriage. When you talk about dating, you know what happens is that people meet and then relationships become sexual. It is, I like what I'm seeing, all right? So if I look this, then you must have this. Right? If I have money, I get you to date because of your appearance, your beauty. So later on, of course, you will not always be beautiful. That is the truth. Even if it's after 10 years, a man, you know, maybe he's 27. When he gets to 37, he's still young. He can get someone else. You must have changed. So there must be something else. Now, this is what I would say. This is how you should go, because a lot of people, Barack Obama, she says when she met him, what was he, by the way? Really, he was small. He was hoping.
Yeah, he didn't have the time.
Yeah, he was saying one day I'll become president. I mean, it was quite a journey. So later on, when he would say, you know, had you not married me, you would never have gotten married to president. She would say back, had you not married me, I then not married you, you would never become president. So there is the future. And no one knows the future. Like right now, there is Asifuna, not that he's become president. But what was he the other day? Where was he? Where is he coming from? I don't want to say much. Right? Would you have thought that that person was going to become, even a while ago, we had presidential, you know, people that are saying I'll run. He was not saying he's going to run. I was going to say, Musini choche, bado, and all that. You don't know what tomorrow holds. This is the point. What are you living for? Let that be what guides you to the kind of person that is coming to support that. You must have something to support. You must have a vision. Yeah? Oh, there is someone also who says, I'm going to quote, that leave a man of vision for a man of television, then soon you begin to watch the man of vision in that television that you went for, and that's all. So let's not say that someone is small. Anybody who is alive and waking up
can become anybody.
Yeah, anything. I mean, there's money, even lottery, whatever, something's going to happen. Anybody who's breathing and waking up in the morning. So meet someone. There are things you like. Of course, you're not going to go blindly. You like them, but go further than that. Let that be the place of contact. Let's meet. Let's talk. Let me know your habits, your character, your values. That is what is important, because you don't marry a robber. Someone who's going to crush you and destroy you and kill you. You need to leave.
Just because
that will be determined not by money, character.
Okay. Apostle Helen, why do we seem to be going for the money bit more now rather than, you know, love?
All right. First, I would say that people are running for money nowadays and in our generation. This is because of the rising expectations, the social media pressure, and wealth is being looked at as a sign of happiness, like it can guarantee happiness.
Yeah.
But all what I can see is when money becomes the goal or the foundation of any relationship, then love and trust becomes the sacrifice. Anytime that when you want to have a relationship, especially that leads to marriage, and now you put money as the foundation, I'm telling you, love and trust will not last in that marriage. And the foundation of any lasting relationship that leads to marriage is purpose, as the man of God has said. You must know the purpose. Why am I dating this person? And where are we ending to? Because true to say, when I got married 20 years ago, we couldn't barely afford, we couldn't barely even afford 3 meals per day. We were being given food. But today, I can feed 10 families. Today, we can drive our way to church and back. So our generation needs to understand that money is not everything. It is part of the journey. But the Bible says that where there is unity, God commands a blessing. Unity of purpose. Unity of purpose. It becomes a magnet that attracts everything that they need along the journey. Yeah.
You know, with that, I want to speak as I've had the younger ladies, you know, talk concerning that. And now there's the term of Jen the builder or Mary the builder. You know, you want to, yes, you're building with this man, you know, because he's not yet there. You guys are still building. But now, Sasa, it's being termed that you continue being the builder. And then when he gets the money, he'll now find his type, because you'll no longer become his type. So there's that conversation as well that is going round, that is making maybe ladies feel like they should just find someone who's already established, because if they pick this person and start building with them, and then when they get to where they want to be, then you're no longer as important. I'm sure you've had it amongst the young,
But you see now, it's understandable, and you see at the end of the day, we can't erase the experiences that people go through. At the end of the day, everybody experiences their own experience, and however they would want to learn from it is for them to decide whether to go in that direction or not. You cannot try and say now, let's change it. Yes, we can change it, but now you see, somebody who has experienced something like that, to convince them that they should now be able to get into a relationship with a man and see the future in this man would be very difficult. That's the reality. But now we are looking at it from this perspective, and as they have said it, you see, money is good, but there is the foundation. What are you building with each other? You know, you cannot tell me that you will get into a relationship with someone because they have a Range Rover, and that is what has made you fall in love with them. Well, people would, you see, kuna social media pressure. Unajua nowadays young people wanaitwa forex traders.
On loan.
Forex traders wananunua magari haina number plate. So anyway, so with that, a lady would see this man, I would like, oh, this man has a great future, but the future is in the car. They are seeing the monetary value or the monetary goal in that man. But the reality is, it comes with manipulation. If you go for that man with the money, without the foundation of love, without the trust, there is manipulation from it. You know, there is also the power play. I have the money, you have come to me because I have money, so I'll do what I want with you. If I need to go out and sleep with 10 girls, don't tell me anything because I have the money, right? You have come to me because I have the money? Well and good. Now, there's something you said before you started. Now, the men are now more going for the women who have money. They want to be kept.
They want to be kept too.
But now...
That's not dating.
That's a different trajectory,
Okay.
Hiyo ni different kabisa. Huyo ni mwanaume mwenye anataka kulipa rent, Ni wanaitanga sharp men, sharp boys, And that's the sad reality, and it's not good.
But it's the reality.
It's the reality.
If you check online and you follow conversations when young people are talking, this is the reality. And you know, sharp boys, sharp girls is a term that is being used now for, you know, the men who just... They know their ways of just ensuring, you know, they experience soft life without doing the work.
Let me tell you something. I will say this. There's difference between, there are people that just doing things just because they connect for what they get. That will not be dating, to not be for marriage. But I think there's something we are missing in this generation. Now they start mentoring and nurturing of who to become in life. Because that thing that they are doing is just for now. You can't see future in it even 5 days. And when it comes to settling, you're not going to settle for 2 years, 3 years. You are going to be there for long. If you connect with someone that you want to settle with, one of the things the Bible says that whoever finds a wife finds a good thing. Let us go to the Bible. Let us not just look at, okay, even if this is a cosmic platform, okay, it's okay. But there are whole morals. That whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor from the Lord. So if you are looking for a woman to settle with, and this woman is looking for someone to settle with, the issue of money should be not the foundation, but the secondary. Because some of the people that you see, those Range Rovers, maybe they are on loan or they are bought by their fathers. Someone that's not even asked to buy anything for themselves. Okay? Or maybe people have money. This country, people have a lot of money. That's okay. But if you look at that, you are going to skip something and you are going to destroy your life. So it is good that we get to a foundation. And let me tell you, words are instruments of creation. What you desire, you start praying about it. You speak it. You give it life. It comes to become what you want it to be. But you say, according to the pressure, the peer pressure, what's happening, this is what is it, this is what is it. It is going to become what you say. So we need to start speaking life into our generation. That generation that we are talking now, speak life to it so that they can open their eyes and see, as Madam has said, they not have anything to eat. And now they can feed families. So if you have to look at, okay, what can he give me? Then he gets there and starts even torturing you because you saw money. You didn't see him. Yes.
I hear you on that. Remember, you can be part and parcel of this conversation as you get to watch us from wherever it is that you're watching us from. The number is 0707303212. You can share your WhatsApp messages and we will be reading through them. Allow me to read some that have come in. Someone is saying, good morning. It's good to think like this. Love needs money, but not much money. Just enough to sustain your needs, and that is okay. But here comes where most people, including men are dating for money. This is where the problem is all coming from, all right? Someone also is saying most of us love what people have. When you date someone, you go for looks and you have a big expectation. So when they are not met, then it becomes a problem, okay? And then another one here is saying, good morning, is there a difference or do we have double standards when we say men can date for looks but women cannot date for money?
Okay. Important to be careful about is, of course, if you have money, you look for someone beautiful. And the beauty,
I like that you said, of course.
Yeah, that is what
a given.
Beauty fades away.
Beauty fades away. You talked about cars. Driving a nice car, looking nice, is attractive. That's, I mean, attractive to all of us here. Love good stuff.
For sure.
It's just that you can be in a place and you don't have a choice, really. You have to have a dream and fight for it. Purpose, as we said, going back there. I think a lot of us are not careful about this. You can be excited today. Thinking a person who excites you, you love their personality. I love your company, which is good. But later on, you wonder what happens. We don't talk as much as we used to do then. We are doing better then. Because you will have to deal with familiarity. It will one day come. Because we are not built and wired to, if we were taking fish every evening, you're not going to want to take it after a while. That is how you're very interesting the first time. If you're talking to someone else, and that is where we find even cheating coming in, the person you're meeting that is new is going to sound better, smarter, and all that, because you don't know them. The moment I know your character, who you truly are, I mean, if you are beautiful, you change from being beautiful to what? The opposite. I won't like you. I don't want to see you.
There must be a foundation.
Something that whoever finds a wife, and so you have to look for a wife. So if you look for a wife and you say the beautiful one is the one that is a wife, you are missing it. Now, you obtain You find a good thing and you obtain favor. That means you don't get a wife, you get something else. What will you get? The opposite of what? Favor. Nothing will work in your life.
There will be no favor.
You will not attract the things you're supposed to attract.
Yeah.
I mean, you will be waking up saying, my life is over. You are in the dark, trying to hope. So let it be very clear here, and this is very serious, because now people are getting married and out of marriage after a while. You've married several times and all that. Have you discovered, by the way, that the wealthiest people who are first generation, they do not inherit, not to mention their names, marriage becomes very hard because I don't have the patience. You can't. The chapter of love, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it talks about love is patient.
Yeah.
You must, and the patience is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. You can't be taught it. I mean, you learn it. You have to go through suffering.
You labor.
Yeah, and learn that you have to be a person that waits. You know, when you're driving on the road, you know, some of those girls will have speed there. And you get a person who's been driving on the road for a while, he's like, young man, where are you going? We have been here. Then after a while, you meet there, it's like, where were you going? Do you know how much you've risked your life? And stuff like that. So, you go through stuff, you grow up, and then you come to learn.
Yeah.
It is important to, there is something I call that maybe sages for ages. So wisdom for the future. Learning something today that will help you in the future. So you don't just get excited by what you see. Because the question will always be, and is going to always be, what are you living for? Where are you going? When you meet a visionary, be very careful. Thomas Edison tried how many times? 10,000 times. You try to discourage him, telling him you are a fool, you are wasting time, you are never going to succeed. What did he say? I know how not. The 10,000 times, I know how it won't work. So I keep trying. You have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. So when you are coming to meet, whether you meet a woman who has more money than you, it should be an advantage because you have a vision. Right? A lot of men, let's face it and let's tell the truth today, a lot of people that are very stable today who are not promising when they were getting started.
Sure. Yeah.
What she said earlier.
Sure.
They were not promising. And many times you meet someone who has everything. You see, when you differ, someone, and this has been said before, when you differ is out. I don't want to see you again, okay? Never come back here. But the way you can try, telling someone that is like, by the way, you remember the seat we bought together? Can I go with part of this? And quickly you say you are going nowhere, come back. You remember. Because disrespect means you forget. Disrespect, retrospect. If you remember where you've come from with a person, you are like, we've come too far. We have suffered for too long. We have conquered and all that. We cannot lose it now. We can lose it now. If you don't take it here, the truth, you can never be fulfilled if you don't fulfill destiny.
Okay.
And yes, money is a good thing.
It'll be
You need to
vacuum.
look for money. Something about men. A man, even if you met a man that has, a woman that has more money than you, also work. Let it not be the same 3 years later or 5 years later. Yeah, all right? Sit somewhere.
Yeah,
Begin
let's
to
see a
plan.
change as
Yeah,
well.
grow.
Okay.
Grow, yes.
All right, I want to read some more messages that have come in. Remember, you can also just send a message on our WhatsApp line 0707303212. Are we dating for love or money? Someone here is saying people should base their love according to the Bible. It is hard, but at the same time, it is very easy. If we base it with the Bible, we'll be okay. All right, that is Bravin. Thank you for your message. Someone else is saying, good morning. Love first, but when you love, you give, and money is the most valuable thing we give. Even if you buy something materialistic, it's still money. Accept the fact that the world is transforming, since in ancient times, lovers exchanged gifts. So anasema bado pesa lazima pia. Maybe Apostle Helen, what are the dangers of dating only for money? Right, there are so many, and I'll begin by saying there is manipulation, as my brother said here. The person who has money in that relationship has an upper arm. Like, he can even make you one of his property. Like, when he'll be counting the things he owns, you'll become number one. Yeah. So there are dangers. And again, there is that conditional love. I have the say. So you have to do this because I do you this. So there is that compromise. But what I can see is when a relationship now is determined by money, love and faithfulness, they suffer a lot. There is no faithfulness where money is the language. Is if you look in the Bible, whereby Delilah was able to be given some money by Philistines, she was able to betray Samson very easily. And that's why we are seeing people murdering each other, killing each other because of money. So what is the foundation of the relationship? Biblically, when God created Adam, the Bible speaking says he gave him the Garden of Eden to tender. While he was doing something, he gave him the helper. So this, the man is finding a helper to do something. There was no money there. They were given the purpose to take care of the garden. Let people find the purpose, money will flow as they do the purpose.
You see, V, there's a question I'd like to pose for these guys. You guys are talking very nice words in the Bible. But let's talk facts.
Yeah.
Let's talk mentorship.
Okay.
You guys are speaking very good. People are listening. The young people are listening. But there's one question they're asking themselves. She has talked about mentorship. You see, it's good to mentor now in this younger generation. Because now this younger generation is
They're
now...
lacking.
Yes. Now you see, the first place that mentorship comes from, Niwapi?
Home.
At home. Yeah.
Home.
So if there is no mentorship at home, you want to tell me, as they grow up, they will... You see, people learn, everybody, hata sisi wenyewe, we learned something and we picked something good from home. Now, if you see, if a young man is listening to us, they would ask one question. For example, if there's a young man who is, or a young lady listening to us, wondering, or maybe has come from a home whereby either amelelewa na wazazi wote wawili, or maybe a single parent, but now you see, hata kama ni wazazi wote wawili, amekuwa aki-experience ama akiona tu, yani wazazi wanakorofishana juu ya pesa. Mara, baba ameacha pesa kidogo, mama amemuuliza hii pesa ni ya nini. Now, do you want to tell me this young lady or this young man will grow up and look for love? They will always have a reference point, and everybody of us, kila mtu hapa akona reference point. And the most saddest part, the reference point inakuanga huko chini. Normally when we reason things or we make decisions, unconsciously, we normally make decisions to a small part, hata kama ni the smallest percentage, to what we saw down there. So now, when this young man, young woman grows up to be an adult, and now going back, they now get maybe amepatana na kijana, maybe it's a lady amepatana na young man, a promising young man, anampenda, there is trust, they start with the foundation, but now there's always a what? A reference point. There's trauma. There's somewhere this thing has come from. And they ask themselves, now, if I grew up seeing my parents, or maybe if I grew up with a single parent, and the reason why they separated is because of money, and or maybe they were together but they were having issues with money. Now, do you want to tell me, mimi kama a young lady, I will be able to love this man without the money? Because it's a reference point. So mentorship is good. Mentorship is good, but now mentorship, growing up, where do you draw the line?
All right, who will answer?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me just say something. As he's saying, it's good to, always references are there. Let me tell you. Let someone take themselves as you are a kingdom as a person. Your parents in their own kingdom.
Exactly.
Whatever you saw there, you can correct it. Because that's why you are saying there is just ChatGPT. Don't just look at the negative ones. Learn what can be good for me. How can I raise myself out of what I have said? And because what your parents went through, they were not in control, and we are not in control of it. But you have a life. Take yourself as a king, coming to build your own kingdom out of what you want to see and build that you want. Now,
But I think that needs to be very intentional.
it is intentional.
Psychological.
Which there must be healing out of those traumas. You are saying no to them because they will carry you up.
I love that. The truth is, if you observed, where marriages have failed, there is a pattern. True. That is why when people are meeting, they are asking, there are serious questions. Where do you come from? Who's your father, your mother? Are they still together? And you look at them like that. Because they are going to say yes, even if it's not true the first time. Then they will tell you the truth later. Because you change a system from inside. So the foundation is lies. You feared rejection. What you have said is very, very critical. because when you see abuse, and that's the environment, you are not built to be a fighter. You even begin wishing, kids that are very young, they begin wishing that their parents separated.
Yeah.
Let them just separate. We don't like this.
They even advise.
They recommend. We don't like this. Because you see, many times again, the wisdom has lacked, and we pray, and I like what she said that is very powerful, that first generation success, wealth, and all that. I may have come from a background, because that is where we are going to go. The fact that you are coming from a dysfunctional family does not mean that you are supposed to fail. In fact, you should always remember. What you said also is very powerful, because it's also spiritual. Spiritual meaning you are too careful, but you still lose. Let me say something here. You know I'm supposed to gird this marriage.
And you desire
as a lady, yes, you want that. But you've not known how you can walk like Joseph did. Because there are three things that will reveal character. Number one is pressure. You don't know a person very well until you put them under pressure. And then they
to the extreme.
Then all these things will come down. You will not believe it. After that, they will also not believe what they did. Number one, pressure will reveal character. Number two, temptation. And Joseph went through all this. Temptation. You'll be tempted. When you've lived together for a while, someone is going to come about and they look nice. And how are you? Fine. Their voice, you're going to, and you begin to talk and you begin to play around. Before you realize it, because people think sin is a destination, they don't know that it's a path. Take the first step and you're in. Before you realize it, you fail. You cheated. They're like, what did I just do? The moment it ends, what did I just do? But I never thought I could do this. And then when somebody put themselves, when that happens, what I would say, it should not be death. Right? Fight again. Be a fighter. Just fight until you win. Fight. Now, number three, power. You don't know a person until you give them power. So when you get tempted and you fall, it should not kill you. You should discover, I have a weakness. I do not guard. Now you be careful. Why are you so close? You have to guard yourself. If you don't, you will fall. The best of us. If you expose yourself, you will regret it. So power is going to come, and your president, he who pays the piper calls the tune, is going to come. You don't know a person until you give them power. That is why Joseph was tempted when the brothers thought he was going to revenge. He told them, no, I will not do what? I will not revenge. So let's look at it this way. Have good intentions. Have good intentions and plan that you are going to succeed no matter what happens. So when you fall, and we're not saying you go and fall, don't plan it. Don't plan it. Okay, I hope I can do it. There are three kinds of soldiers who go to war. There are those who go to war and they die there. There are those who go to war and they come limping. They were there, they fought. And there are those who there's no mark, they are still alive, nothing happened. We are not sure whether they participated. But the most dangerous person is a limping soldier. Yeah, they've gone through everything. So pain is a great teacher. Pain brings the best. So what is the point? I would want everyone to determine that you are not going to fail. Even when you fail, say no, I'm not failing. Because what I'm talking about has already happened in many spaces and places and families and all that. I don't want you to be a fighter. Go to prayer, say like David did. After David sinned with Bathsheba and then that begot another sin, killed. What did he do in Psalm 51? In sin was I conceived. Create in me a clean heart. I don't like the heart I have.
Repentance.
Give me be a fighter. Be a fighter. Fight even when you don't have money. Because the way we are talking here, there's someone who doesn't have a job, does not have education. In this country,
they still get married.
They don't have a skill. In this country, and they are human beings. I mean, they are maybe 39 or is it 49, and they are still believing they have to wait for money and all that. We are not saying you marry blindly and bring someone and say, let's stay here. That is not the point. It's like you get to a place where you can start somewhere. But you will not end up, you have a future. Start small. Start small, but have a big dream and work on it.
All right, we need to be winding up. So I want us to just finalize by mentioning maybe what to look for when you're in the dating space and you're dating for marriage. what should I be looking for? Let me begin with you. Very, very few words as we finish.
All right, thank you so much. In our generation today, when dating, please let us just find a godly character. If you find the character of God, of Christ in somebody, build on that. Number 2, find out whether your purpose is aligning, because now that is where we are getting a woman supporting a man. But when a man gets to a certain status, they feel like this one is not my class. I just want to remind men that in the book of Malachi, that God was the witness of the wife of their youth. God sometimes can be a father in a marriage, but God still can be a judge in a marriage. So when you treat Okwandre, the wife of your youth, God is watching. Let us just come back and do the right things.
All right, very quickly, 30 seconds
I'll
each.
just say look for purpose.
Okay.
Build the foundation, grow it. Inaweza kuwa hana hiyo pesa, but grow it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, me, I will say that it's good that, as we say, that to get the goals, understand the goals so that you can have the same vision. Because if my vision was to go right and yours was to go left, and we are bound by marriage, we'll all stay there and never get our purposes. So watch.
All right. Pastor Prince, 30 seconds.
I would say that get started. Focus. What do you focus on grows. Be a fighter. Never give up. And you'll never be disappointed.
Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this conversation. And thank you for just putting it out there, what exactly we should be looking at when we are in that stage of, that is the dating stage. We need to finalize. I can see my colleague Victor is on the other end. And, you know, today Victor was talking politics as usual, and he was posing, there's a question he had posed to us, and he was asking game plan, or game, is the game on? Is the game now on? And I would like for him to just let us know. Is the game on, Victor?
Yeah, the game is on. Ask for the guests.
All right, okay, they need to check his microphone, and this is where we should be winding up this conversation. Thank you so very much to each and every one of you who has been tuned in from the beginning when we started the show at 6:30 a.m. until this point in time. It is always a pleasure to have you here. Okay, Victor's mic is okay?
Yeah, the game is on. I have a question. I have a question to all the guests. This is a question I've actually received here from one of the people watching, the viewers.
Okay.
When times get tough, is it emotional resilience or shared financial security that holds a relationship together? When time gets tough,
Yeah, is it emotional
is
resilience?
it the emotional resilience or shared financial security that holds a relationship together?
I don't know if we have enough time for them to answer. Maybe one of you can
Yes
answer
or
that.
no? Love or finance? Starting from yours, right, immediately. One second.
Love.
Yeah. Whoa, okay. Pastor?
Pastor Pal?
Yeah, love and emotions will bring them together, not
Very
one.
Next.
Love and emotions, na collabo. I think also the finances also complement.
Has to be in there.
Yeah, you have to be in there.
Love.
Yeah. I think that reminds us of what the Bible talks about.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was love.
Love.
God himself is love. God did not create money.
Yeah.
So all these things are the recipe, I mean, the juice that makes a relationship to go on and on and on. In the Garden of Eden, Adam was told to go and work to till his land, because the person who was coming into his life was going to depend on him. Now, Adam was told tilling your land would mean, you know, prepare your, you know, your place, make sure you have got a coin or two. And that is why you're always asked, ukienda kwenye introduction, huyu jamaa anafanya kazi gani? Father-in-law always ask, anafanya kazi gani? Not how much does he have?
Yeah.
Anafanya kazi wapi? Because there must be security. Watoto wamekuja, are they going to go to school? Are you going to pay for your health insurance? Are you going to pay for the bills? Money is good, but love is important. The game is on.
All right. And this is where we are ending this conversation. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Goodbye.
Si Pastor Blessing pia unipeka kitu, mimi pia ni pastor sasa.
Tunatolea wapi?
The wait is over. KBC Iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries. Visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera, or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers, moving closer to you. Your station, your service. Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026, Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action unraveling on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Are you ready for the next big thing in tech? Well, with Spotlight, Kenya's brightest young minds, game-changing startups, and breakthrough technology that are shaping our future. From AI and robotics to sustainable futures, we bring you the stories behind the scenes. KBC Channel 1. Remember, tech starts here.
He strikes a towering figure at 6 feet and 6 inches tall, and that's why he's fondly referred to as tall. One of the most outstanding Kenya national rugby player, Humphrey Kayange, who has seen the sport rise to the top level ever since he discovered his potential at Mwambar FC after moving in from Ulinzi.
For me, it's been about setting small goals, and once you achieve the goals, setting new goals, and to make something to look forward to, which makes the journey quite exciting. Remember starting in 2004, the main thing for me back then maybe was just to get on a plane, make on the tour, and that's it. With time, is just get on the tour and do justice to your talent. So you go out and make sure you play well. Once you start playing well, there's something you got to go out and try and win tournaments, because that is a step forward. So for me, it's been step at a time. I mean, with new goals every other season or every other milestone I achieve. In 2009 we talked about winning the World Cup. We didn't win the World Cup. After that we went ahead and got to a series final. After that, then it really takes a bit, because you have to step back and refocus again.
He rose to prominence in 2009, where he was not only nominated for the RB Player of the Year after a sterling performance in the series, but also spearheaded Kenya to her first semi-final in the Rugby World Cup.
I think we've worked very well with Benja, and the first time we went out on a venture with him and we spoke about targets, and 2009 being our greatest year with the World Cup. And I remember us just talking about just going to the World Cup and winning, going to the World Cup and winning. I mean, no one believed in that. I mean, as a coach, the belief that he's put into us guys is amazing. And by the time you hit the pitch, if you're playing for him and you hit the pitch, you believe that he's given you everything, and you believe that you're the best player in that role to play that role. It's evident. I mean, personally, I mean, with that experience in 2009, until 2012, and then he left, and then and now with him, I mean, the past 1 year and what he's achieved, I mean, with the rest of the group and with me as well, it's been just picking up from where the things we didn't achieve then. So with the series title, and now we have the Olympics, which is another milestone in our careers. So we're looking forward to that and hoping we can go out and give a good show.
Kenya on the far side, Kaange with his double in the matter of seconds. Now, has he pulled a muscle on his way to the line?
Everyone has their ups and downs, and Hayange is no exception, as an injury-plagued season raised some concerns.
It really takes a bit more in terms of your focus, your enthusiasm, just to recover and make sure you're ready to be playing at the same level you were before you got injured. So yeah, 2014 Common Games, bit of a slow part of my career, but came back 2015. Worked very hard just to make sure I'm fit and able to play along with the boys.
The hooker has indeed come a long way, with the fruits of his labor paying off in 2016.
I think for us, it's been a good turnaround from the last 2 years. We have gone out and had tournaments where we didn't play very well, and we had tournaments where we played well but we didn't get the results. And then we had the one tournament where everything worked for us and we went ahead and got the win. So it's for us, I mean, from the losses and where things didn't work for us, we got our hard lessons learned, and from the victories, just sort of reward for the hard work we've been doing.
The former Kenya Rugby Sevens captain went on to represent the country in the 2016 Rio Olympic Games after successfully lobbying for Rugby Sevens inclusion in the Olympics.
Little dot on the inside there by Dima, but again that defence of Great Britain is extremely physical. Now the lateral running again, that's good hands through the tackle, but Rodwell makes another good. This is better by Kenya though, and yeah, the pace is the pace there, and wonderful run in there by Odhiambo. Billy Odhiambo gets a try which will give Kenya a great deal of encouragement. And one always knows in these sevens games, if you just take your foot off the pedal for a couple of minutes, you can lose the initiative and back will come the opposition. Good play there by Collins in Jera. See the physicality there, the chase there from Mark Bennett as well. Didn't give up. And determined running by the try scorer. So Kenya showing that they are not out of it. Another two quick tries, a drop of the ball by Great Britain. They find an opening, and all of a sudden Kenya are back in the game. And it'll help them because they convert their tries.
The day we had the presentation up in Switzerland, just to get to show rugby's case to join the Olympic family, and then the years that has passed. I mean, it's been 7 years. At that time, I didn't only thought far in my mind that I'll be here when rugby finally joins the Olympic family. But now it coming to reality and it happening has been very exciting for me. I'm very happy and humbled to be part of the group that made the case.
It was a wonderful year for the Shujaa, as he was among those who ensured that Kenya finally won its first title, the main cup, in the HSBC series at the Singapore Sevens, where his brother Collins Injera starred, to the joy of the nation, led by the President Uhuru Kenyatta.
For Kenya, Oscar Ayoni goes in for the Kenyans. The scrum is good. Fairly sharp from Kenya, dancing around. He's Lugonzo, now switching to the rampaging try scorer Ayori, and now they can clear to the wizard. The try scoring wizard, Injera! Incredible! And on they'll come Kenya, rumbling! Injera! He nails it down. Kenya are bringing the noise in Singapore. Perhaps they go the direct route. Oh, you betcha they are. Kenya, the underdogs, are serving it up to the heavyweight champs. Kenya chasing their first ever cup win on the circuit. Going in and away here is Oyu. Oyu's got wheels. Oyu's got serious wheels. Oyu goes the length. Oyu will be a hero in Kenya if they can hang on. Taking it forward there is Lugonzo. There is the try score. He clears the pass as well. We're going to get another one for Kenya. It's Frank. Frank the Tank says, fill it up again. That's going to do it. That's going to do it. And this is why we just love sevens. It has taken them 114 tournaments to enjoy this moment. Kenya, congratulations. That was just awesome. There can only be one champion, and it is Kenya.
There was something we just thought about when we were walking on to say hi to Mr. President. We thought, why don't we do something just of something unexpected? I mean, if you plan to do something like that, you have to make sure it all goes right. If it doesn't, then you might be on the other side of the law. So we thought, why not? And of course, we chose our biggest players to lift him up so that nothing happens while he's up there. And he's a rugby player, so why not? We thought, let's go out and throw him up in there and give him a line-out experience.
The former captain is not only known for his amazing speed and balance, but also for his selfless acts on and off the pitch, which has raised the profile of so many upcoming players and even his own brothers Collins and Agevi.
It's a team, and it sort of complement each other in areas where we're not very strong as. I mean, Collins gets the ball and he runs around everyone. I will get the ball and do something else, and that is the same with everyone in the team. It's easier when you have your brother in the team, because remember, it's different people's different personalities coming together, and once we gel like that, and you have your brother there, which makes it a lot easier. Then you have all the other players coming in. It just makes the unit a lot tighter. So yes. Very happy for Collins and what he's achieved the last year and over his career. And for us, just we all on one focus on the games and making sure we all put our best foot forward. I think it's been very exciting for us, the young players coming in and bringing in all the energy, all the enthusiasm, and adding something onto the senior players. For us, it's been a good positive. We've most of the senior players have taken up to embrace them and just guide them. With experience, with experienced players, you learn a few things over the years in terms of handling pressure and how to play when things are not working. And when you have junior players like Samuel Liech or Yo just coming in and bringing in that X factor, it has been very exciting for us.
Kayange announced his retirement after this to later join the National Olympic Committee of Kenya as an athlete's representative, where he rose to the occasion as he championed for their rights. He went a notch higher to become a member of the Athletes Commission in the International Olympic Committee, the first rugby player to earn that place.
Oduor here, up the middle, Kayange, big rangy stride of the captain, chased all the way by Colin Gregor. He'll not catch Humphrey Kayange. The captain does his business.
A winner in Hong Kong when they took the Melrose Cup under Waisali Serevi. Victor Oduor, not a bad option here because there's only Dainavuthu covering, and Oduor keeps control. Decks it himself, cuts it back, and away it goes. Humphrey Kayange, the captain. This could be the moment, perhaps. What a score, and once again, what brilliance we've seen in this game from Victor Oduor. They're dancing, but they must not presume anything at this stage.
They're dancing in this. Victor Odor, he's going to get a contract with AC Milan with his soccer skills there, beating the players. And the captain, as he always has been, right on the spot. Oh, terrific from Kenya. They're back.
Well, it's their own ritual.
Humphrey Kayange's achievements and contributions to the sport of rugby and sports in general as a member of the larger community did not go unnoticed to become the first Kenyan to be inducted into the World Rugby Hall of Fame in 2021. Way to go, tall. Congratulations.